Did you change the episode number?
Yes.
Okay. What is it? 43 or 383?
383. And I think there might be another email or two that I missed. Let's see. No, I'm going to send it to you, okay? Yeah. We got one from Hooligan. I'm going to send you this.
Okay.
And add Rico to the
voicemails.
Yes.
What about Houston Raider Steve? Did he call or no?
Let's see. Oh shit! Yeah, there's a bunch on there.
Okay.
There's 4 more voicemails.
Other than what you have written here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So add in, looks like James St. Louis probably. Steve, Tom, and Steve from San Diego.
You said Tom, like T-Hom?
T-Hom.
Hey, Raider Nation.
What's up, y'all?
Martin, Paul, East Coast Raider, Raider Lorian, Trey B, Storm, the main guy, Ron, the main guy, Miguel Ruiz.
Look at Matthew Mangus in there for 19 months as a member.
Come on, Matthew Mangus. Let's go, dude.
Says, gentlemen, we have home field advantage Monday night. You damn right we do.
Absolutely we do.
Thank you for that membership, Matthew. All right, here we go. Episode number 383 of Raiders Fan Radio coming at you.
What's up, guys? Rich Incognito, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm here at Raiders Fan Radio. Let's go, Raiders.
Hey, it's Mike Garofalo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murf, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in, turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, L.A., Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Bolitnikov, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
There we go. Well, let me go check out this right. Hello. I got to put on my audio. I got to make sure that I forgot to check to make sure the audio was working, dude. I know, right? Here we go. Roadcaster. Hi, Raider Nation. What's up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for What We Trust. I don't even have a light on in here. I forgot to do my lighting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's dark. I'm in dark mode over here. But so when you go to talking, I'll switch the camera to you and I'll turn my light on.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, what's up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 383 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming at you live from Murf's Fan Cave. And Jeff, before we get into anything at all,
yes,
just here at the very, very top, before we jump in the show proper, I got something real quick I'm going to say. Jeff's going to hit a break, and then we're gonna launch into the show proper. We've never shied away from a tough topic around here at Raiders Fan Radio. We do not regard ourselves as overly political or anything else otherwise, but we had a major event happen in our country just within hours before we went to air, and it's all kind of heavy on our minds and in our hearts. And I would just say this, Jeff, that you know, when it comes to politics, you know, I'm usually pretty good about seeing both sides of things. I'm a conservative guy, but hey, I grew up in California, so I'm probably the most liberal conservative you've ever met in your life. I'm really good about seeing both sides of things. One thing, though, that I do have a hard time with, and that's the assault on the marketplace of ideas. And the whole concept of our show, just for our own little corner of the world that we're in over here, we don't espouse our opinions with the expectation to be right. We espouse our opinions with the expectation to have a conversation. And I think that when the First Amendment and the marketplace of ideas comes under assault, I have a really hard time with that. That's one of the reasons I don't like doing the show by myself, because I don't like to just talk on the microphone and then expect people to just listen to me and be like, oh, well, Murf said it, so this. No, I want to engage with people. I want to have a conversation. And so that's what this is all about, Raider Nation. It's all about having a conversation. Uncle Mosh says it all the time. The highest form of education is debate. And I think that when debate comes under attack, literally like it did today, I think it's a sad day for all of us. And regardless of what side of the aisle you fall on, it should bother you. That's all.
Yeah. I want to pray for the family. Two beautiful children. They're going to grow up without a dad, and as a dad myself, that doesn't sit right with me. And regardless of where you stand on politics, I don't typically like to share my own political views. I can see both sides of you know, a lot of things, kind of like what Murf said, but at the end of the day, a senseless act today took a father from children and took a husband from a wife, and as a husband and as a dad myself, that doesn't sit right with me, and so I just want to pray right now for that family, for the Kirk family, and and our thoughts and prayers go to everyone involved.
Hey, this is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raider. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murf and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
This is Raiders Fan Radio. I'm Brent Musburger, and I don't care who wins, as long as it's the Raiders.
All right, Raider. Hello? Is this thing on? Is my mic on? Oh, there it is.
Man, I can hear you, but I'm right next to you.
All right, Raider Nation. So let's dive into a much lighter topic, a non-consequential topic, but one that is uniquely important to all of us because we are members of Raider Nation.
Yes.
And we came away, Jeff, this week. Thank you, God. The first W of the season. Give it up for your Las Vegas Raiders. It's always fun to come and do these shows when we got a W to celebrate, man.
Absolutely.
So, good stuff tonight, and I can't wait. We got a crap ton to get to, Raider Nation. We have so much to get to. Tons of audio bites. You all came out in full force this week.
Bro, for real, though.
Tons of emails, tons of voicemails from all over the world. We're going to hear from our buddy Rico. We're going to hear from Martin. We're going to hear from, of course, Paul as well, and into the emails. But like, we are truly global tonight, and so thankful to be so, and thankful to be the gathering point for many of you in Raider Nation. We are so grateful for you, the listening audience of this show. Thank you to all those of you that are in the chat room tonight on YouTube at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate you so very, very much. And if you want to join this show live, that's the best way to do it. Join in live there. And as I mentioned earlier, I mean, it's all about discussion. And there's a lot of great discussion that goes on in our chat room. And not only great discussion, but the chat room is hilarious.
Absolutely.
They're freaking funny, and they know more about football than we do. I say it a lot of times. They're my football brain sometimes, because I'm like, well, I can't remember that stat off the top of my head, but somebody will remember, and they always come through.
Yeah.
And so appreciate you guys in the chat room. And if you want to be part of that, again, we would encourage you to do that. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. You can also find us on the audio podcasts, Jeff.
Yes.
Any audio podcast service, you can find a show just by searching for Raiders Fan Radio or asking your internet-connected device to play Raiders Fan Radio. And we are supported there on the audio podcast by the Believe Network, and appreciate all of the very, very good folks at the Believe Network in supporting Raiders Fan Radio in the way that you do. And as a consequence of being part of the Believe Network and a pro football, highly influential, fan-created media here that we have, we had an opportunity to partner with the folks at FanDuel.
Hey,
and the
let's
folks
go.
at FanDuel are now supporters of Raiders Fan Radio. And Jeff,
Yes.
before I even introduce you, man, I got to tell you, I had a weekend with FanDuel.
You sure did.
I started off on Thursday and rode that sucker all the way into Monday night and crushed. The only one it was funny because I didn't miss but one bet all weekend. And I probably had 15 bets out there.
Yeah.
And I only missed on one.
What'd you miss, the Titans game or something?
I missed on the Titans game, yes, which was by a half a point.
Okay.
So I should have hit that one, but then I whiffed on the Bears.
Oh.
I thought I had the Bears plus 3.5 and looked good for a lot of that
good
game.
for most of that game.
And then all of a sudden the wheels came off, and what QB Jeff always talks about, Caleb Williams, a wee bit overrated. He cannot throw from the pocket.
Nope.
You get him outside the pocket and off schedule and improvising and all that, he's great.
He's fantastic.
But when it comes down time to sitting in the pocket and delivering timely throws, not so much. But anyways, all that said, yeah, man, I ripped it on FanDuel, and including everything up to and including our Raiders.
Of course.
That Raider money line. Ooh,
yeah,
baby,
man.
that
And
sucker
I heard
hit, man.
you bet the under.
And I
last
bet the
week,
under.
you and Uncle Mosh bet the under, and you crushed that as well.
Crushed the under, man. Well, the Raiders don't score more than 20 points a game. And I'm like, okay, well, until they finally do. And all they did was score right at 20. But still, man, it was exciting weekend of football. We're going to get into plenty of it. But thank you to the good folks at FanDuel. Thank you so very, very much for your support of Raiders Fan Radio. And this week, Jeff, what is the money line on the game?
We right now they're giving us +3.
Plus three
at home, right?
Okay.
+3 at home.
We're at home.
I think it is, and I tweeted it out. Shame on me. I should have had it pulled up right here.
That's okay.
But let's see here. So the Raiders are +3, and that is at a -102.
Okay.
And then the under this week is 46.5 at -105. I think this is gonna be another.
The unders are gonna hit, man.
The unders are gonna hit, bro.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you on that. And here's something else I'm doing too. And that's just to let you know that I'm not a total degenerate gambler. Every time I come out of a weekend up, I'm taking half of it and I'm sending it to the One Nation Foundation, and then the other half I'm using to bet for the next upcoming weekend or whatever else. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to see if I can end up, because that way, no matter what, the foundation's gonna be making money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because instead of just reinvesting all of it or whatever, anytime I come out ahead, I'll just shoot them half of it, or shoot them. That's us. I'll just It was dopey.
You're stupid.
It was very stupid. But I'll shoot the foundation half of it. And so anyways, so anyways, exciting stuff there from our folks at FanDuel. All right. Also, last thing I'll tell you is this. You can become a member of this show if you want to support it monetarily. Was it Matthew Mangus in there at the beginning of the show?
Absolutely.
Supported us for 19 months. So whatever 5 times 19 is, I think that's 5 shy of 100, right? So that's $95. That's $95.
Yeah.
Is what he contributed to the One Nation Foundation. I know we got super chats coming in there too, but I'm gonna leave those up to you to shout those out. Is our internet feed dying? Are we? I mean, we got whatever. I'm just gonna keep going if it is.
Yeah, just keep going.
All right. But anyways, so without further ado. Let me go ahead and turn it over to the man that adorns the right corner of the Murph's Fan Cave studio. He is my best friend and yours, and he is Swag Jeff.
Here's style and then profile.
Let's go.
What up, Swaggo?
Oh my gosh, man! It's that Victory Wednesday feeling, man. That needs to be a T-shirt, by the way. We need to get a T-shirt going on our Dashery page. Victory Wednesday with the RFR logo on it. I think that would be fantastic. But speaking of shirts that I'm rocking the Geno Smith bird shirt. Hey, look at there.
Oh, love that thing.
Yeah. I know. I love it, man.
The only criticism I have of that shirt
is the thumbs out.
Tuck them thumbs in, Gino.
I know.
Where's our manners now?
I know. Be respectful. But no, man. But I'm fired up, man. I can't wait to get into this game. I can't wait to talk about it because I mean it was pretty much all. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of complaints about this game. You know, maybe a little bit in the second half of the first half or whatever. You know, we had a lull a little bit in that, but like
there was a lull,
but like we'll get to it. But like there's adults in the room now. If things aren't working, we will adapt.
Yeah.
We will get better.
And well.
And do it well.
Yeah.
And do it well. So I'm fired up to talk about it. Fired up for Yoshi that was in the chat with a $20 donation to the One Nation Foundation that says we are undefeated.
Hell yeah.
Much respect to you, Yosh. And Raider Rick, Raider 27, Martin, Daniel Mangus, Paul, Raider Lorian, Mojo is in the house. Raider Lorian is in there. Doug McRoberts is in there. Loki Raider is in there. Jordan Ford is in there. Man, we got the whole crew, man. Everyone's fired up. We're talking about how great it is that we are 1-0 and about to be 2-0. So yeah, everyone's fired up, dude.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate all of those. Whoops, let me get a little microphone situation going.
Hey. We all it happens from time to time.
I've been drinking whiskey though.
No, I neither. Not yet. Not yet.
Give it time.
There
we go. Oh, that's
if you got some of that Jim Beam maple, I'll tear that shit up.
Yeah, you will. You drink all the Jim Beam maple.
I almost did that night.
Yes, you did.
I think there maybe was that much left in
just a swig. Just a swig. Just a little swig. Also, too, before we get going here, I would be remiss, and this is not self-gloss. This is not me trying to make it about us or whatever. I mean, clearly we're not shy to be on a camera and have our voices be heard. So there is some sort of attention-seeking thing that I'm sure is going on. But typically I like to talk about us a whole bunch or whatever. But I got asked 3 times by the same guy. So this goes for our buddy Martin. He asked, and Martin's new to our show relatively. He's been around here for about a little over a year. And Martin asked for me to tell the story about how we got started. And I said, yeah, remind me to do that. And then he reminded me to do that, and I forgot. And then he reminded me to do it again on Twitter this week. And I'm like, all right, I'll make myself a note. Like, I remember to tell the story. I'm not going to tell a long story. This is not going to be a 10-minute Murf ramble, although it certainly could be. But don't get me started.
You've been started since we started the show.
Well, that's true.
Well, yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm talkative. That's why I got a podcast.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. It'd be no fun if we just sat around and I was like, hi, Jeff.
Yeah.
What do you think about that game?
Instead, it's you talking to me going, absolutely.
It is what it is. It's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. That's why it's called Murph Fan Cave.
Yeah. There you go. That's why my name's on the sign. Get your own damn fan cave. You can do Swagcast all you want. Yeah. Until the Swagcast starts, then this is gonna be
there. You go.
It's gonna be my shit.
There you go. You do it.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you guys a story, whether you like it or not, because Martin asked me.
We're 3 minutes into this story.
I'm gonna shut up. All right, here we go. So my cousin Sonny and I grew up idolizing Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen. And I was older. Growing up, Sonny's a little younger than I am, but it was like the heyday of those guys. It was, Keith Olbermann, and then eventually it was Stuart Scott and all that. But it was Rich Eisen and Dan Patrick. Those were our guys.
Yes.
And then those guys started their own radio shows to a very high success. Dan Patrick was the first one to do it on ESPN Radio. The show he used to do with Rob Dibble. Like, I loved that show. And it was like him and Romy, Jim Rome was like, those were my guys, man. That was must listen. I was way before podcasts and any of that shit. So when I was in my car or, commuting or whatever, that was the stuff that I listened to, was that sports talk radio. So we always wanted to do something like that. So back in 2012, Sonny and I started podcasting about a Madden league that we used to run. I used to run full Madden leagues with owners for all 32 teams. And Sonny and I used to do that together, and they were highly competitive, and we had prizes, and it was so fun. Like, it was a blast.
Like buy-ins and all that stuff, like you had to pay to do it or whatever?
We never did pay to buy, but we would do trophies or belts or whatever, like all that kind of stuff, right? And it was fun, right? Because you did it with 31 other dudes running, and typically their favorite teams. So we had a Jaguars guy that was a huge Jaguar fan, ran the Jaguars. Me and Sonny would alternate the Raiders every year. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because we were both, so I would take him 1 year, he would take him 1 year. We had a huge Titans fan that lived here in Nashville that would play the Titans. Whatever, we would go and everybody played their team. So it was really, really fun, man. And we used to do a team draft and like all this stuff. So it was if you had like more than one Cowboys fan, like they'd have to like do like a fantasy draft to see who got the Cowboys that year. So anyway, we started doing a Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen style sports talk show about our stupid Madden league. So we had an audience of 30 because it was me and Sonny and then our audience of 30 people. So it was 2012, okay? So then we're doing that, and then somebody said to me at the time, why don't you guys do more than just that? Your audience is completely limited. It's never going to get bigger than 30 people. And I was like, okay, that's a good point. So we started doing a sports podcast. Well, then we only ended up talking about the Raiders.
Sports Dagos?
Sports Dagos, and all we would do is talk about the Raiders. So then I'm like, all right, well, let's just do a show about the Raiders. So we started doing the Raiders fan cast. And then that was like the first step to where we're at today. We started doing the Raiders fan cast, and then we got sued by a company called Fancaster and said, you can't use that name, you have to change the name. So at the end of 2016, we started calling this Raiders Fan Radio, and that's what started it into its current form, which is today. And then it evolved over time because Sonny had 900 kids and couldn't do the show anymore. Uncle Mosh comes in. Uncle Mosh and I do it together forever. Then you came in. Then the three of us did it for a long time together. Then Uncle Mosh retired and Michelle came in. And then that's where we're in the current incarnation of Raiders Fan Radio today. And still Uncle Mosh will dip in once in a while. We'll hear from Cousin Sonny in the voicemails once in a while and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so this thing goes back all the way to 2012, and and then its current form started at the end of 2016. So anyway, so there's a story for you, Martin, and I appreciate you asking, man, and thankful to everybody. There are some people that have been around since all the way back then, not to 2012. Those would only be the Madden League guys, but people like Ron and a handful of other Mojo. Like there are some of the made men that have been around this thing since like episode 4. Gil.
Sure.
Fabricator Gil is one of those guys that literally they've been listening to this show for going on 10 years. So to all you guys, much respect. Thank you for hanging around.
The OGs,
man. And one of these days, I'll tell you a story about Ron. That was awesome. The way that Ron became the Mater Raider. I'll tell right now, 2 seconds, and then hit a break, and then let's get into the show. Hit contact info. So it was in the chat one night, and we used to get all kinds of like when we started getting bigger audiences and bigger, exposure on the YouTubes and whatnot. We would get Russian porn bots, and we would get all kinds of wild shit in our chat.
Nice.
But the first thing that happened was we were doing a show, and somebody started off on some anti-Semitic, just evil, awful things that they were saying in there. And all of a sudden people were like, Murf, read your chat. Murf, read your chat. Because, I don't read the chat very well, and so they're like, Murf, you got to read the chat. It was like, it was blowing up in there. And I'm like, oh, I go, something's going on in there. And I started and I could see some of the things that were in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it was awful. And so I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'm looking at Mosh and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I hit the gear button and it was like, make moderator. You can make somebody a moderator. Well, I knew Ron because he'd been around for a long time, and I knew I could trust him, and I knew he was cool. And so I didn't even say anything. I just hit the button and it said make moderator. And then all of a sudden, deleted, banned, deleted. Ron just started going, like, he, as the kids say, he understood the assignment.
Yeah.
He automatically went to, and ever since that day, what year was that, Ron? Probably 2017, 2018. Been doing it ever since. And I could count on one hand the amount of episodes that Ron has missed being our moderator. So shout out Ron the moderator.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, speaking of shout outs, much respect to Foxy Scorpio in there, who says, how about those halftime adjustments? I switched to my Bo jersey at halftime. So you're welcome, Raider Nation, with a $20 donation to One Nation Foundation.
Thank you, Foxy Scorpio.
He's one of those guys too that does that. If we're playing like shit, I'll go switch a jersey to do my part.
Oh, well, of course, you got to.
You
got to.
to.
I'll do that at the stadium.
Will you?
Just right there.
Oh, my
Rip it
gosh,
off, man.
Jeez.
Just yeah.
Oh,
that's how I got the chick.
Is that why?
So that's why
I'm
still with Valerie to this day.
That couldn't be why. Hey, let's hear from Uncle Mosh.
Okay.
Woo!
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the tiki-tiki-taki-talk, TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good. Ah, nice.
Come on.
America, go to the YouTube right now.
All right. I had to put that one back on the board, man.
Nice. That's a good one.
Get old, feel the burn.
Absolutely.
As the kids say. All right. So appreciate all of those of you. We're not going to do respect tonight. I guess I kind of already did respect. I respect everybody that's been around this damn show for a long time.
Absolutely.
Including Ron the moderator in there who's getting love from folks. And so, Ron deserves all the love and all the praise around here, man. He's a good dude. I still haven't met him face to face. You guys got to meet him.
He's even better in person.
I love to hear
even
that.
better in person. Yeah, him and his wife. Yeah, they're good people.
That's awesome.
Good people.
Good people. Right on, man. That's good stuff. So anyways, appreciate all of those of you that are joining us in the chat room there tonight. All right, so we're just going to jump into it, Jeff. We've got so much to get to. We're going to jump into all the audio bites and see where this thing goes. So we're going to start off here, which this is kind of a fun one. I'm not putting them on blast per se, but I would like to call attention to one Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker, of course, is the former Titans tight end. Who else do you play for? The Niners? Yeah. And he's buddies with our boy Will Compton and Taylor, and they're doing this show. And I'll give him props on this, man. And not like they need our freaking endorsement for more listeners, but if you want to hear a good NFL podcast, like Bussin' is always good, especially when they have Raider guys on there. But their locker room podcast. Have you heard this yet, Jeff?
I have not heard it.
It's like they kind of do betting lines and stuff.
Okay.
But it's Will and Taylor and then Delaney and freaking Clay Matthews. And it's
okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I saw the clip of them pulling out the smelling salts. I did see that.
Oh, all right. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. So the NFL, for those of you that don't know.
You brought us smelling salts?
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, the NFL didn't ban smelling salts, but they banned the distribution of them by teams. So you have to supply your own smelling salts. You want to do it?
Well, yeah.
Okay. I'll go first.
Okay, you go first. What are you going to throw one to me or what?
I'm going to throw it to you. No, this is it. You just stick your nose down.
Stick your nose in the bottle.
Yeah. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
How deep do you?
You just take a whiff, man. Get it in there. Don't be shy.
Oh. Ooh. Hold on. Oh gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I'll hit it again there too. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, that opens you right
Opens
up.
you right up. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. Dang, where'd you get that? On Amazon or something?
Yeah, it's bought on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah. Whew, I'm sweating now. I'm fired. I'm ready to go play a football game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway,
holy cow.
Yeah. So that locker room show where they were doing the smelling salts.
Yeah.
And that locker room show, it's great. So they go over and they cover all the games of the week, and they give their bets and their predictions and all that kind of stuff for the week. It's great, but they're getting into, because you got 4 former players, right? Offensive and defensive players, and they're getting into and this is what I love about it when you listen to these guys, they're getting into the minutia of things, football nerd shit.
Sure.
Breaking down like so-and-so's abilities in coverage and so-and-so's abilities in pass blocking and what they see out of these teams and what they're, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, those guys are young enough. They're still connected with so many coaches and players like Vrabel or whoever else, right? Still connected with the game. So it's a really, really good listen. It's great. Even if you're not into it for the betting, just to listen to it as a football podcast, it's really good. So here was Delaney talking about the Raiders' upcoming game versus the Patriots. Everything else we're going to do is going to be after the game. This is the one soundbite I got for you that happened before the game.
But look, a quick stat on the Patriots at home. So opening day home record is 36-29 overall, 23-15 at Gillette Stadium, including 11-3 at home on kickoffs, opening kickoffs. And the Raiders have not won at Gillette Stadium since 2002.
How many times they played there?
Who knows?
See, but you can look that up. Man. And also, a lot of stats you're giving is like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. This is Mike Vrabel's first year as a head coach with the Patriots.
Oh yeah, with the Patriots.
He was our head coach. I understand.
No, Mike Vrabel know what time it is. He was there.
All right, so there Delaney brings up the idea that the Raiders had not won in Foxborough, right, at Gillette Stadium since 2002, which was obviously we know what that was. That was our Super Bowl year, right? All right. Well, and then Will asked him how many times have they played? Do you know what that answer is? You don't.
I don't.
I don't know if anybody in there knows. You would think it's got to be more than a handful. They're in the same conference, right? It's an AFC conference opponent. It's been 25 years or 24, whatever to do the math. However many years, you would think it'd be a handful. It's not. It's one.
Just one time?
One time. The Raiders, this is in 2014, as the Patriots are barreling towards their Super Bowl win against the Seattle Seahawks, by the way. That was the Malcolm Butler pick at the goal line. Should have handed it to Marshawn game.
Yep.
So as the Patriots are win against the Seattle. That was the Malcolm Butler Marshawn game.
Yep.
So 9.
Wow.
That was Foxborough. And so this was talk about and granted, like they also said in there too, no more Tom Brady, no more Bill Belichick, no more all those, that version of the Patriots is gone. But still, the idea, and we've got now 3 in a row now too that we beat the Patriots because we got the Chandler Jones spike in Mac Jones's face into the earth game.
Yep,
and then we got what was the one after that? There was another one in there in between, and then.
Well, I think we played the Patriots 2 years in a row with McDaniels, and McDaniels beat them both.
Them both times. We're trying to remember. Oh, I know what it was. It was a safety. The game to close it out.
Exactly
That's what
right.
it was.
Yes.
That's what it was. So anyways, there good stuff there from the boys. And sorry about that, Delaney, but you were wrong. Okay, so now we're gonna go we're gonna start at the top. start at the head of our organization on the field, and that is the great Pete Carroll. So we're going to check in with Pete post game.
Hey, a beautiful job working together. I hope you can feel what it feels like now. This is why we work so freaking hard. It comes, we don't know how.
What?
Oh, did you stop it?
Oh, yeah. What's up?
Well, everyone says it's getting all super, super glitchy.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. So, any of you, and if you can hear me saying this, we're still trucking in internet, man. We're still dealing with the Starlink, and so I just ask for your patience and grace, and thank you for calling it out. There's not really a ton that we can do about it, other than just write it out and hopefully it'll get better. And then if there's something in there that you wished you heard and didn't, then you can always check us out on the audio podcast. The audio podcast feed will always be nice and clean, and I apologize, y'all. I wish there was something we could do about it, but until the fiber gets done, and they're taking their sweet ass time doing it, until that gets done, we're just got to deal with this crappy ass internet. So anyways, let's check in with Pete. Also, too, you're going to hear Dylan Lowby in here, and you're going to hear who was it? There's somebody gives the game ball away too. It might be Max. Anyways, but you'll hear some other voices.
It was Geno that gave away the game ball, right?
It was Geno. That's right. It was Geno that gave the game ball to Pete. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, a beautiful job working together. I hope you can feel what it feels like now. This is why we work so freaking hard. It comes, we don't know what's going to happen, but if we keep staying with it and keep believing in it, it's going to happen, and it happened again. This ain't the only time we're going to get one of these.
That's one win. We're here for more than one win. But I got to get a game ball. First win in the silver and black. Yeah.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time.
That's Dylan Lowby.
Yeah.
Hey, get off the
Dude, how good is that, Swag Jeff?
That's even better than Antonio Pierce. I'm telling you, man.
That's pretty good, man.
Pretty good. I mean, besides, Pete yelling Raiders, at the very beginning of his talk or whatever, like that's some good shit
That's
right
some Raider
there.
shit right
That's
there.
some Raider shit right there. And what about Dylan Lowby leading the freaking breakdown, man? Like, respect to you, bro.
Absolutely.
Got everyone fired up, man.
And I didn't realize this until watching that video. And people ask us sometimes they go, why don't you guys break down film? And I always say, I'm not a tape guy. There's people that do that. There's plenty of fan shows out there. Plenty of guys that do break down their film. But sometimes something will get my attention, and we'll break down the film on it.
Oh, okay.
Like we broke down Geno's middle fingers. We broke down his form when it came to the middle fingers.
Absolutely.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to say that in studying the game film, post-game film there in the locker room, Dylan Lowby is right there with Brock Bowers, Hunter Renfrow, and me for all hairline team.
You're exactly right.
How much longer are we going to let that go, bro?
You're exactly right.
Hey, and I was their age. So I could say this. This is not me judging. I started losing my hair in my early 20s too.
Yep.
I was like 22 years old, and I noticed that it was starting to come out. And I was like, oh my gosh. So immediately, I started shaving it when I was like 19. But I just started shaving it again, and I haven't had hair since. I haven't owned a brush or shampoo or none of that shit for
you nasty bastard.
For freaking 27 years or however old I am. Wait, is it that long? I don't got a long ass time. But anyways, point being though, Dylan, bruh.
Yeah. The only difference between you and Dylan Lowby is the jawline.
Oh, he got that superhero jawline.
He got a superhero jawline.
Yeah,
he
for
does.
Sure. Yeah. And he's a pretty good running back. Pretty good kick returner.
He's a good kick returner.
Good kick returner.
Yeah.
I'm glad the little fumble scare that we had with him is so far.
Oh, it's gone.
So far, so good, right?
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah, he's got better hands than Derrick Henry.
Ooh, whoa, that was wild. That was another game I hit. Yeah, I freaking hit on that, and I was in the trenches on that one.
Of course you
were.
I'm
like, oh man, because I had Buffalo.
Buffalo money you line. Did. Of course you did.
I had Buffalo money line.
Oh.
And they were down 15, and I'm like, oh,
with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, dude.
Bruh.
To the point, we were on the couch, and I handed the remotes to my wife, and I said, okay, baby, this thing is over. I said, go ahead and put on whatever you want to watch. And she was sitting there kind of deliberating about it, and it took long enough to deliberate for Derrick Henry to fumble, and I snatched the remote back.
No. Just kidding.
Like,
JK.
Yeah. I'm like, no. It ain't time for Downton Abbey yet. I'm kidding. My wife does watch Downton Abbey, but
Real Housewives of Orange County or whatever it was.
Actually, she's got good taste in TV. We watch like Alien Earth and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
That's a good ass show, dude.
Nice.
Oh, it was Wednesday. That's what we were gonna watch. We're gonna watch Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Hey, guess what? Sidebar.
Okay.
Guess what? Me and Chris watched.
What?
We watched Sinners.
Oh, you did finally.
We've watched Sinners, man. That thing was freaking dope.
Isn't that bananas, dude?
It was such a good movie, man.
Insane, dude.
And I wasn't scared at all.
No, and you're a scaredy cat.
And I'm a little scaredy cat.
You're a little scared. You're a little bitch
dude.
when it comes to movies.
Hey, easy.
And haunted houses. Until you get a bunch of shots in you. Then you're like, I got this. And then you just go.
I'll lead the way.
Yeah.
I dare one of these motherfuckers to try to get me.
And then get juked out of your shorts when someone does. Yeah. I was just kidding. Chris, you go in front of me, babe. All right, next up here. So we've got Papa Pete once again.
Nice
on poise.
Ooh,
I think that's a really good observation because that's what I observed. And so I think that was a good thought. We played really solid throughout the whole game. We were right in it, mentality-wise, competitively, the situations, communications. We were poised. And, for a first-time team coming out and taking their first shot and the starters are playing the whole game, you had to find out. And it was a really good first step for us. And there's so many areas to get better and improve on. But that mentality that they carried into the game and carried throughout the game. Remember, I made comments after the Seattle game that we stayed connected through the next one, and then we stayed connected to and it carried over. And we were better yesterday than we were at any point in any of the preseason games. So they do feel good. They do feel good about it, and they know that they can play, and they know that we've got guys that can make big plays and make big hits and come through and make big catches and runs, and the Cube's going to do what he's been doing. All of that has to come to light, and yesterday was really valuable for us in that regard.
All right, obviously we all love this, and it's easy to love it all when you're coming.
Was that tailgating too much?
You know what? That could, because you tell you're exhausted.
It sounded like it.
That would be a fun one to throw.
Yeah, it would be a fun one.
Too much machine. Yeah. Interesting there. So a couple, me, I'm all about word choice and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. One of the things that he said in there, Jeff, was that we were better yesterday than we were in any of the preseason games. And one of the things that I love, one of the concepts that I love when it comes to growth, and you could apply this to any growth, frankly, in your life, in these terms, it is about the success of a football team, but you could consider the success of any organization or institution based on whatever that criteria is that you determine is going to make you successful, and that is to be better today than we were yesterday, and we want to be better tomorrow than we are today. I've said that to my boys since the time they could understand what those words meant, and it's something that I apply to life, and it's something that you could look at Max Crosby, and you can word it differently. You could word it as 1% more. I just want to get 1% better every day. I want to be the guy that there's another concept called kill your clone. Is that if you had to meet your clone at midnight every single night and fight it to the death, what did you do throughout the course of that day prior that made you stronger, faster, smarter, anything that could move you along to be better than your clone was and fight it to the death? And so those concepts, I love that stuff. I get off on that shit, man. That's leadership stuff like that.
Sure.
And to hear that come from Pete, and I know that he didn't say everything that I just said, but that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's talking about we're going to get a little bit better. We're going to compete. We're going to get a little bit better incrementally as we go. Because the number one indictment of a bad scenario is regression. Frankly, we saw a little bit of regression out of Jackson Powers Johnson this week. I'm hoping that that's a blip on the radar and isn't going to keep up and be an indicator of something else that's going on. But point being, though, is that good coaching doesn't regress. Good coaching, the team gets better.
Yeah.
The team is not going to look worse. Now, not to say it's going to win every game, not to say that we're going to go out and smoke the freaking Chargers next week, because you have to consider that you're playing against another football team. But conceptually, do we look better? Are there less pre-snap penalties? Are there less
post-play penalties?
Post-play penalties. Are we getting into our sets faster? Is Geno reading the defense better? Is the defense reacting? You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the things are, does it look better next week against the Chargers than it did today. And that's Pete starting that already here in week 1, Jeff.
Love it.
So me too, man. I think it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. And it seems like, and that's why I think Pete Carroll and Max Crosby mesh so well.
Oh, good call.
You know what I'm saying? Because they do have that same mentality, and that mentality is contagious, and you can see it pour out on a lot of other people. You see it pour out on, obviously, Geno Smith has got that same mentality and all that. I mean, but we see it out of Jacoby Myers. We see it out of JPJ. I think that this will just be a blip on the radar for JPJ, because there is Alex Kappa waiting in the wings. And,
come on now.
I mean, I think and JPJ probably got reminded of that this week, because that dude did not have a very good game. I think he was the lowest rated offensive lineman that we had on the entire line. Much respect to Jordan Meredith. That dude was the best rated lineman that we're.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was the best rated lineman in the entire game. That dude had a freaking monster game. That dude was run blocking, pass blocking, the whole thing. I mean, he looked fantastic. So much respect to him. But no, man, I think the leadership that we've got in the building right now, I do think that we're going to get better each and every week. I really do. I mean, I think that we're moving in the right direction. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens, man.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked for it. And I think the line play as an overall, Jeff, was pretty good. I know that, the back half of that, the back end of that first half it got a little rough, man. It got a little dicey. And, when we came through the emotions of the game, we came out of the gate swinging. And I thought, oh shit, it's on. Like, we recovered after a penalty, threw the ball deep. Like Trey Tucker freaking torches his dude on that. They call that a Saints concept, that thing that like it's a split thing where the receiver has a chance to either come back or do the post or whatever. So he runs that post route and fucking torches this dude, man.
Yeah.
Like that was, Trey Tucker couldn't have been more open. And Geno throws a freaking dime to the guy. So coming out of that, I was like, oh shit, okay, here we go. It's on. And then from there out, man, it got rough. Other than, a couple of Ashton Genty runs in there and whatnot. Defense looked suspect. Offensive line wasn't holding up. Like, it got a little rough. But then what happened? They rebounded at halftime. Everybody likes to use the word adjustments. I hear it all over the place. And shout out, anybody that's talks about it. It's like, I think that, like, and this is not me taking a shot at anybody. Our good friends Scott and Mo talk about it all the time. They're all the time talking about, you got to adjust, you got to adjust, you got to adjust. I always ask the question, well, what does that mean? You can say the team needs to adjust. What does that mean? What do you think? Like, what is that? Like, if you're going to say, well, the coaches need to adjust. Well, sure. All coaches need to adjust at halftime. Even if you got a big lead, you still got to adjust throughout the course of the game because you're playing against another NFL coach and another team that's in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just keep doing the same old shit all the time, for the most part, you're going to get beat. They'll figure out a way to get around. You know what I'm saying? So you're always adjusting. I
would prefer to say adapt.
Yeah, I think that's makes a little more sense to me, is that adaptability. And that's where what I don't think is good coaching is like the Josh McDaniels way of like, here's the way I do it. We're going to keep doing it this way. Whether you like it or not, we're going to beat this thing into the ground because I know that this is what works. Well, it worked when you had Tom Brady and you had, whatever. You can start naming off the superstars that were on the New England Patriots and then Bill Belichick overseeing it all. Well, sure, it worked. Well, now what does it look like?
Yeah.
When you got Mac Jones or you know what I'm saying? Or in this case, even Drake May, who's a pretty good quarterback, but you start replacing those pieces, all of a sudden your way needs to adapt based on the personnel that you have. But coaches need to do that throughout the course of the game too. So like that, again, those adjustments, sure. Are they adjusting, quote, adjusting at halftime? Sure. But what was it? What is it that made them look so much different in the second half versus the first half? Well, I don't think anybody can answer that question unless you're a Ted Wynn or somebody that's just a total film junkie that can break that shit down, a Brian Baldinger, maybe somebody like that level that can read that stuff, or the Raiders themselves know what that stuff is. But we as fans, like, I dare you, somebody in there tell me what the quote, like, big adjustments were, other than they're just going to adapt and try different things. But what are those things? I mean, we don't know because we don't know the machinations of the play calling and all that kind of stuff. But the fact is that they did it. So I'm thankful for that. I would just love to to know a little bit more about like okay, let's define that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be picky here, but
I get it. No, and this game was a clear-cut textbook Josh McDaniels kind of game.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Come out on fire. What worked was working in the first half and all that stuff. They were hitting Hunter Henry on all these different routes and hitting that booty guy or whatever on a couple of plays and stuff like that. But then in the second half, they kept trying to do that, and Kai Blue Kelly shows up.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And
without the benefit of a PI.
Jamal Adams shows up, and Devin White shows up, and all these different coverages start changing for the Raiders. We started adapting to the way Josh McDaniels was calling the game, and he didn't. He didn't change it up at all. He said, it's working. This is my plan. This is what I do. All that stuff. We're going to keep running this shit. We're going to drill it in and all this stuff. But guess what? It quit working. We only allowed 3 points in friggin' junk time at the end of the game, because Josh McDaniels doesn't change his thing, and that's what happened to us for a year and a half, where we would go, oh my gosh, what a great first half. And then we'd shit the bed at the end of the game and be like, well, what the hell? What just happened? What just happened? Well, there you go. There you go. Plain and simple. And so, and Patrick Graham wasn't always really good at adjustment or adapting or whatever. It kind of just seemed like, well, okay, more of the same shit. But Pete, I think, is really working with Patrick Graham on getting, on changing things up a little bit. Okay, hey, this is what we see in the first half. Let's maybe focus this way a little bit more. We shut down the run game pretty much the whole game long, but then we started shutting down the tight end play, and we started getting pressure. Shout out Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby, all those guys that came in.
Malcolm Kuntz, baby.
Malcolm Kuntz, yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out all those guys for getting the job done and adapting and going, hey, this is what we need to do in the second half, and they got it done.
Absolutely, man. That's a good call out there, and I think you make a good point there when we illustrate that quote adaptability. These are two guys in Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham that don't have ego invested. And when you look at like McDaniels, that's always his downfall. It's because he's all about his ego, and he doesn't divest from that. And when you don't divest from your own ego for what's best for the group, the team, the greater good, then shit doesn't work because you're acting selfishly, And so when you got a guy like Patrick Graham who is all about a zero blitz. He will blitz the shit out of everybody and leave every defender in single coverage. Pete is the opposite. Pete is that Al Davis train of thought. We'll get pressure with the front four, and we're going to play zone, or we're going to play man with a 2-deep shell, whatever the things are. We're going to let that upfront pressure. The Raiders never blitzed back in the day. When you look at old Raider defenses,
they didn't have to.
No. Because they had Greg Townsend and Howie Long and Lyle Alzado and Otis Sistrunk and John Matuzak and you know what I'm saying? So that's where your pressure came from, was naturally from those guys on the front end. And so now here you've got this hybrid and this beautiful balance between Pete Carroll's philosophies and mindset and Patrick Graham's philosophies and mindset. So I'm in for it, man. I think it's great watching the two of these guys work so far. I know it's week one, and I'm not going to get all my feelings for this thing yet. But if that's an indicator of where this thing is going to go, I think that we're going to have a lot to look forward to when it comes to watching this team play defense this year. And frankly, that was going to be the big concern. Last thing I'll say, I'm going to shut up, is this. That was the big concern, man, was that what is the defense going to do, especially on the back end? We've got a young secondary, and Pete told us going in, not only to this week, but in weeks prior, that he's going to depend on the pass rush to get there. That yes, you can have a good secondary, and the secondary can hold up coverage if you've got, great talent back there. I'm paraphrasing, but the concept is this. If you've got great talent in the secondary, you can keep up for a certain amount of time. But if you have a great pass rush, it's immediate. And if you have a great pass rush, the secondary doesn't have to. And I know that's a relatively simple concept to a lot of us that have been watching football for a hot minute or even playing it. But that idea, though, is that it's got to start up front. And it did. And it did start up front in this past week against, and you got, and looking at, was it Tyree Wilson that when on his sack absolutely bull rushes T-Rex arms Will Campbell.
Yeah.
And it was like that to me was like, you could finally see the size, the power, and you could see Tyree Wilson showing up. But it wasn't just him. It was all those other guys that we talked about too. And it all started up front. Without that up front, you don't get the Isaiah Paul-Amau interception without Max getting him in the face. With, Malcolm Kuntz, frankly, that hit on Drake May probably should have been reviewed on maybe a fumble. Like
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was a hell of a play by Malcolm Kuntz. And so if that's any indicator of what we can look forward to out of this Raider team, that front four and that front even seven, they're going to get busy, man. Because and here's the other thing I'm going to say. I'm going to shut up. I promise after that.
No, you're good.
I'm going to get to the next soundbite. Something else I thought was fantastic was it because I mentioned the front seven because the linebacker play in this game was phenomenal.
Great.
I think it was better than even I expected, and I'm the eternal Raider optimist over here.
Yeah.
But even they don't get that level of activity, especially Devin White shooting gaps and tackling ball carriers and all that
tackler
stuff.
of the game.
You don't get that without those guys up front.
Yes.
And I always think back to a story that I heard on it because been watching NFL films my whole life. I love it. I'm a junkie for it, still to this day. And I'll never forget, there was an episode that was done to highlight the career of Dick Butkus, okay? One of the great all-time linebackers that the sport has ever seen. Right? For the Chicago Bears. One of the first things that he says is that, thank you for all the accolades. I obviously appreciated being Pro Football Hall of Fame, yada, 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 whatever. He's very thankful for his personal recognition, but says, I'm not anything without Ed O'Bradovich. Now, you throw out a
D-tackle
that played in front of him. Now, everybody knows Dick Butkus. There are very few people, I would say, know who the hell Ed O'Bradovich is. And when you start watching old Chicago Bears, I'm not watching game film, but I'm watching NFL films of old Bears games.
Mm-hmm.
O'Bradovich is setting him up, and here comes Dick Butkus knocking him down.
There you go.
That is the way that defense thrived. And so what did we see? Max, Thomas Booker,
bro,
setting him up, and who came in there to knock him down?
There you go.
Devin White. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's the way that this thing's going to roll, man, and I'm excited for it.
I totally agree with you, man. I think the linebackers had an absolutely incredible day. Obviously leading tackler of the game, Devin White, blowing up the run game all game long. Yeah. It was fantastic to see. PFF, the highest graded defensive player on the Raiders on Sunday, Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams, a 90.9 on PFF. That dude was freaking all over the field, man. He was doing his thing. And then much respect to Tommy Eichenberg, who jumps in for a Landon Roberts, and it was like Landon Roberts was still in the game, man. That dude held his own, did his thing, and was absolutely phenomenal to see. And and then also much respect to I can't respect Caillou Blue Kelly enough.
I love that guy, man.
Caillou Blue Kelly makes you go, Jacorian who?
Yeah.
Jacorian who?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that one PI that he got in the game, bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
That guy was going for the ball. He didn't have to turn around, but as soon as the ball was there, he punched it out, and then he gets PI for it. Like, I just didn't understand that at all. But no, man, I think the defense I was very, very pleased with the defense, minus a couple of plays, which is going to happen in every single game. But I think overall, the defense, we had 4 sacks on friggin', come on,
By 4 different guys.
By 4 different guys, man. That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
And and I'm telling you, we're talking about Jacorian who, freaking Thomas Booker's going to go Christian who?
Yeah, right? Dude, Thomas
he's the real deal, man. I think we early on it looks like we won that trade.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Won that trade.
Yeah, I think so.
And by the way, speaking of Christian Wilkins, that dude must have done something heinous in that locker room he's still unsigned.
Still not on a team, dude.
And he's one of the best defensive tackles in the league. He must have done something real bad.
He tickled somebody's butthole in the freaking locker room.
He was going 2 knuckles deep on somebody in there. He was doing something.
Someone
bad.
got their oil checked. Yeah, something happened.
Something real bad. Yikes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yikes.
Live your life, man. Do your thing, but don't bring it to the workplace like that.
No, you can't.
Some guy laying on the training table, just getting her freaking hamstrings worked on, and here comes Christian. Let's talk about giving him a wet willy.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Yeah, just a little known fact.
Whose butthole's nickname is Willie?
No, who is it that he supposedly kissed on the forehead?
I don't know. Oh, Adam Butler, right?
Was that right? It was Adam Butler, yeah.
Yeah. They're next to each other on the line, and yeah.
There you go. All right.
There you
go. I digress.
All right, hey, give me the smelling salts.
Okay. Oh, you want to hit him again?
Yeah, I'm going to hit it again.
Do it, man.
Yeah.
Get you some, bro.
Yeah,
Here, I'll give you the single cam shot. Go ahead.
Oh, nice.
Hit that shit.
No, I love it. Yeah. Foxy Scorpio said, I think Swag's addicted. Like, oh.
Damn,
ooh,
dude.
Yeah.
God dang, you big whiffed on that.
Well, yeah. What are you doing it the sissy way?
Jeez.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get you another hit of that.
All right. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well,
yeah. Oh, man. That's nice. That gets me fired up, dude.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Get in there.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's get fired up and talk about Geno.
Okay. All right. Not yet. We still got Pat McAfee to talk about Pete.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, come on, Pat. Hurry up.
Coming out of the weekend is not the Raiders being potentially back, and Pete Carroll being the oldest winning head coach in NFL history. And if he was to lose a game, he'd be the oldest losing head coach in NFL history.
Okay.
He's oldest coach in NFL history. Pete, you're a dog, dude.
Still bringing it. Looks great.
Looks great. Still spinning it, too. Still spinning it at training camp. Him having to find this whole new motivation, I assume, wasn't that difficult. But then whenever he gets kicked out, whenever he says, I fought for the job, he went in there for like an hour with his resume, all of his championships at every different level, everything he's accomplished, especially whenever he's been in Seattle and helped build that entire Seahawks place. Him going in there for an hour and pitching for his job and then getting kicked out. Is that the first time Pete Carroll in a long time has been told, no, you're not good enough? So then he's away and then he comes back. It's like, what a perfect storm brewing for that Raiders team. And let's not even talk about Geno Smith. Same exact situation in multiple different stops. He chooses to go to the Raiders over the Seattle Seahawks, but allegedly the contract offer that Seattle Seahawks gave was like not something that Geno Smith would ever take at this stage. So it's like maybe that type of motivation and drive is something that could bring them all together. D-Butch, is that a storyline that's not being talked about, or what is something else you think that we should definitely chat about?
I mean, I think that's definitely a good storyline, definitely potential there. Raiders, they kind of always take on that mindset of that personality is them against everyone else. So you got guys, from the head coach position on down who feel that way.
All right, there we go, man. Good stuff there from Pat McAfee. You take this one.
No, I loved what he said, man. No, I much respect him. I mean, I think Pete really came into this season in a great way with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because he was told, nah, we good. We don't need you. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, no problem. What did Michael Jordan say? And I took that personally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He did, man. And so he got his guys, he got his crew, he went and got his quarterback and all that and said, let's run this shit back. Let's do it for real. And I'm telling you, man, like much respect to Pete Carroll because this guy, pissed off Pete Carroll is a good Pete Carroll.
I like pissed off Pete Carroll.
I love pissed off Pete Carroll. Yeah, no, I'm digging it, man.
Yeah, just give him a reason to.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I
there
love
you
it.
go.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last one I've got. So this could spark some controversy in the comment section, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
All right. So speaking of Pete Carroll, let's listen to the comments made by Antonio Pierce on Pete Carroll.
The accountability, the responsibility, and then the commitment, right? Everything with the Raiders is about commitment to excellence. Well, how do you have excellence? You need some kind of consistency, right? And with Pete Carroll, the biggest deal with him is he's been here, done that before. He's won everywhere he's been, right? USC, the Seattle Seahawks. He brings in the culture. I think no different than what I tried to do last year, right? You bring in that culture, you get guys excited, but you got to maintain it. But I think the key thing that happened for Pete Carroll, he got his quarterback. He got the guy that, look, man, I go to war for this guy. And that's what Geno Smith said out the gate. Then he went and got a running back. So it's interesting for me because that's what I wanted last year. And I didn't get it. My guy, Josh Jacobs, plays for this team, the Green Bay Packers, right? But better yet, I think with him and Spytek, they've done a great job of working together. It always starts with the head coach and GM being on the same page.
All right. So I got a lot of thoughts on this one.
I do too.
But I'll keep them brief because we say around here all the time, we talk about the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't. Well, Antonio Pierce is the Raiders that aren't at this point. So is Tom Telesco. Them's the old days at this point. But you got a guy that's making current comments about the current situation of the Raiders, so I think it's relevant to at least talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he gave props to Pete. I love that he gave credit where credit is due, and this is before the game is even being played, obviously. But he basically acknowledges Pete as, he's an OG, man, and he's been around a long time, and he gives him credit for that. And so I thought rightfully so. I think also he confirmed something that I've been saying on these microphones and airwaves for a long time. The reason Tom Telesco got fired was because he didn't get a quarterback. The end. When we were told we weren't going to have a Band-Aid at quarterback and then ended up with 2 of them, it cost Tom Telesco his job, because clearly then when you have the shit season that we had last year on a 10-game losing streak, it costs you your damn job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that that's where that came from. I've suspected that for a long time. I don't give a shit. Not even the Josh Jacobs thing, I don't think cost him his job. I think not having a quarterback is what cost him his job, because without having a quarterback plan, you don't get any patience from the organization. They're like, well, we don't have, what are we building on? We don't have, there was 6 quarterbacks worthy of a first-round draft pick last year, and we came away with 0 of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, and don't tell me that you did everything you needed to do, because there would have been somebody out there that would have made you a deal if you sold the farm. And I never understood why Telesco didn't sell the farm. I said again on this show, I could go back and watch him. If he doesn't get quarterback right, he's not going to see next year. How do you not know and have enough self-preservation about yourself to know that if you don't get the quarterback figured out first and foremost, you're not going to be around long enough to see where this thing goes? Brandon Beane of the Buffalo Bills says all the time, when he made a major play for Josh Allen and traded away the farm for Josh Allen, he says what? If it didn't work out, I wasn't going to be here to see it anyways. So I got to try. I got to take the swing. Mm-hmm. If it works out, great. And clearly it did. They've got a Hall of Famer at quarterback. But if it failed, he wasn't going to be around for it anyways. So what does he give a shit about those picks 2 years from then?
Right.
He wouldn't.
Right.
So the fact that Tom Telesco didn't take on that mindset blows my mind.
Yeah.
So then here you have Antonio Pierce calling that out, essentially throwing the guy under the bus, which is fine because he didn't do AP any favors.
Right.
The last thing I'll say is the thing that I didn't like about it, AP took 0 accountability to the failures of last year. Look, dude, you may have not gotten your quarterback, you may have not gotten your running back, but you also sucked at calling a game. You also sucked at managing timeouts. You also sucked at deciding on whether to go for it on 4th down or not. Here you were riverboat AP freaking, the year before, and now all of a sudden you're scared to go on a 4th and short when your job is on the line. What the fuck does that make any kind of sense?
Sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
sure.
he didn't take
Sure.
He just shoved blame at everybody. So I can appreciate what he says and also detract from what he says at the same time.
Yeah, no, I agree with that last part of, he did not take any accountability. But listening to him and listening to that, I feel kind of bad for AP. Because I don't think he was dealt a good hand.
No, he certainly wasn't.
He was dealt a horrible hand, because, what did he say at the beginning of the season, or at the end of or when he took over as interim? He said our offense runs through 17-8. It was Devontae Adams and it was Josh Jacobs. And, so that's clearly who he wanted that offense to run through was Josh Jacobs. Well, Josh Jacobs wanted to get paid. He was sitting out in the parking lot at freaking Allegiant Stadium waiting to come in to sign his new contract. And Tom Telesco said, no, we good. You're heading to Green Bay. We got our guy. We got Zeus. Wah, wah. You know what I mean? And so then he says, we're not going to have a Band-Aid at quarterback. We had this interview with him right before the season, and he's all fired up. He wants Jaden Daniels. He wants somebody,
Likely would have never have gotten.
But he could have got Michael Penix.
Come on.
He could have got Bo Nix.
Come on.
And we hate those guys now because they're not Raiders, but we would have loved either one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Penix.
Especially Penix. Absolutely, man. So I think he was dealt a really shitty hand, and you could tell that guy is heartbroken that he's not the coach of the Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's heartbroken.
Yeah.
And so I feel bad for him. I'm very happy with what we got now.
Very much so. Yeah.
Very happy with what we got now. If you would have asked me, what would you rather have, Antonio Pierce or Pete Carroll? It's Pete Carroll 100 times out of 100.
Yes.
I would much rather have that. But that being said, I hate that guy was dealt a shitty hand.
Well, then the other side of it too is that maybe he was dealt a shitty hand because he didn't earn the ability to not be.
That's true.
When Pete Carroll comes in and goes, okay, I'll be your head coach. Here's what we're going to do at quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make this happen.
Yep.
Pete's got the juice to be able to do that. Antonio Pierce
He had asked permission from Tom Coughlin and friggin' all his other buddies.
And even from the organization.
Yeah.
Tom Telesco clearly didn't have any respect for what because if Antonio Pierce is that passionate about having a quarterback, well, then you respect your head coach, you get him a damn quarterback. That's not named Gardner Minshew, for crying out loud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just I don't think he had the juice to be able to pull that off. So, but anyways, all that said, we're in a much better place now. So back to the Raiders that are, not aren't. And so really good, considering we lost Josh Jacobs and the ability to draft a quarterback last year, to end up now with Geno Smith and Ashton Genty as the freaking bonus prize. Okay. All day long, every day, managed by Pete Carroll. Yes. I love the current version of the Raiders. And I was way in love with the Antonio Pierce version of the Raiders in the offseason that year. After coming off that week 2 win at Baltimore, you couldn't have found a bigger fan of Antonio Pierce and that version of the Raiders than me. And then it changed. But now I can honestly say, especially if we take out the Chargers next week, I love this version of the Raiders way better than I loved him at any point last year. All right, next up. So speaking of Geno, it's time to go to Geno now. Let's hear from him post-game.
Geno, 366 yards, a touchdown, a win on a nasty day. Does this about sum up why Pete Carroll said you're the man to lead this team?
Just one win. We got a long ways to go. Happy we got the win, but we got work tomorrow. I'm ready for work.
Okay, well, in that first half, things got a little bit dicey. What happened at halftime that got the offense going again?
Yeah, I think we just stuck with the game plan. I thought, we did a little, executed better in the second half. It's a 4-quarter game. They're a good team as well. I mean, it's the NFL. They're going to win some as well. But we stuck with it. No one panicked, and we kept going, and we figured it out.
They are a good team. They have a new coach. They had a lot of excitement. What did you learn about your team coming in here against that team and coming out with a win like this?
We can win in the rain. We can win on the road. But it's a long season. We got a lot of experiences to go through together. So, like I said, man, I'm ready for the weight room tomorrow.
Who's happier, you or Max?
Probably Max.
But you'll both be in the weight room.
Yeah, we'll both be there early, 6 a.m.
I won't be joining you.
Okay.
Have fun.
Have fun. Thank you.
I love it there from our quarterback, our leader on the field, man.
Leader.
Love us some Geno Smith.
Yeah.
So, Geno brings, just like everything we just talked about with Pete, no wonder these two guys get along so well. You're the same thing from Geno. You're the same
mentality,
concepts,
man.
the same mentalities, the same everything. Time to get back to work. I'll be in the weight room tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with Max Crosby. I just love the representation that we have again of this version of the Raiders, man. I'm all about it, man. I dig it. It's we've heard a lot of the comments about, well, there's adults in the room now, and I think that people make those comments typically in reference to front office. Talk about John Spytek and of course Pete Carroll and some of the others that are involved with the management side and the coaching side of this football team. It's very much so like that with our quarterback too. And I think that's the thing that I do love about, it would have been cool last year for us to have a superstar rookie quarterback, to have a Michael Penix or something like that. Sure, that would have been great. But it's also kind of cool to have a guy that's kind of a cagey veteran, has that pride and poise, kind of has, his, at this stage in his NFL career, he's got a lot of things figured out. You can tell that he doesn't have the attitude that he's got everything figured out, but he's got a lot figured out, and you just feel like you're in good hands. Now, listen, I hope I'm not jinxing the guy, and I know that he's going to have games where he throws some picks because that's what Geno Smith does, and we even saw it a little bit to a degree in this last game.
He was trying to force feed Brock Bowers.
But give me that guy.
Yeah.
Give me that guy. There was that comeback route to Trey Tucker. Bro, he fucking fired that thing in there. That was some bitch was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to Trey Tucker in between 3 defenders.
Yeah.
That was sick, man. Out of all the more than the deep balls, more than anything, that's like Brett Favre stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Just rocketing a ball in there.
What about in the first quarter, that one that he threw to Jacoby? It was like a 16-yard game or something like that, but like he zips it in there, and like literally, like if it was like a millisecond later, it was either getting knocked down, picked, whatever, like. And then talk about that clutch 3rd and 20 or whatever, where he throws it to Dante Thornton and gets it to only where he can get it. Like, I mean, we hadn't seen quarterback play like this in a freaking minute, dude.
Well, and I would the only pushback I'll give you on that is that I don't think that was intentional, because Geno's moving out and he's almost on his back foot.
Okay.
Like he's just starting to fade away and put everything into it that he could. It's a testament actually to how strong his arm is that he even got it down that far, because Thornton had his dude beat by 3 steps. If Geno's got an opportunity to plant and drive that throw, that's a freaking touchdown.
It's a tutty.
And so, but still though, even though it wasn't fired over his head for him to go get, he still put it down there. It was still one-on-one. It was a 50-50 ball.
Giving a guy an opportunity to freaking get it. That's what I'm saying. That's
the shit that
Derek,
you didn't do.
Would never do it, man.
Me insane. I'd be like, give your playmakers an opportunity to make a play. If they're singled up and got one-on-one coverage, throw it to them.
Don't chuck it in the dirt on 3rd and 20.
Come on.
Give your guy a chance to go get it on 3rd and 20. And that's exactly what Geno did. Geno Smith set a record in a freaking debut game for a Raider with the most yards. 366 yards, I think is what she just said.
Yeah.
That's a Raider record. That beats everybody. Like, okay.
And had, frankly, an awful middle and end of the first half.
Yes. Despite all those things.
The dude could have thrown for 4 1/4. Like, I'm telling you, like, we are in good shape with Geno. And he's going to throw, again, he's going to throw. We saw one that got deflected and it turned into an interception.
Sure.
We're going to see those. There's going to be some of those moon balls that he sends downfield that the defender's going to make the play on it, not Dante Thornton. And it's going to be a freaking interception. Those things are going to happen.
Sure.
I'm okay with it, because give me the guy that's going to give his teammates an opportunity to make plays and to trust them, and you will see good things come from that, more so than being conservative, playing it safe. Right. Al Davis football, man, he said, I'm not interested in first downs. I'm interested in touchdowns. That's what's interesting.
Yep.
That's Geno Smith. He's a gambler. He's like a mini Brett Favre. He's like a smarter version of Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Anybody go back and watch Brett Favre play? He trusted his arm to a fault.
Yeah.
Because he literally thought he could make every throw. He had so much confidence, not ego, but confidence, he could make any throw on the field. That's like Geno Smith is a little bit more decisive, assert, whatever the word is. You know, you guys figured it out. Somebody out there knows English better than me. So there's a discerning, more discerning version of Brett Favre. That's what Geno Smith is to me in this first game, man. And I'm all about it, dude.
Absolutely, man. And so you look at Geno Smith, 366 yards, a touchdown, yes, the interception, but he does all that in the rain on the East Coast.
Come on.
Early game. All these things stacked against his face. Like, okay, let's see your ass on Monday night, Geno Smith, when you're in a dome against your division rival.
Let's go.
This dude might throw for 450 yards and 4 tutties. Like, I'm telling, like this dude, because if you look at the stats, and I think shout out Silver and Black today for one of the listeners. They were the ones that did it. But like, there's a difference between outdoor Geno and dome Geno, and dome Geno is
Hall of Famer.
Superior. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer when he's playing inside. The only thing I would, and I love your enthusiasm. And the only thing that I would throw back out at you and anybody that's looking for a monster game, our freaking Charger defense is a different story. That Charger defense, I mean, and this New England defense is a different story with Christian Gonzalez on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, so We're up against a whole different animal when it comes to this week against the Chargers. So I have a little bit more tempered expectation this week. I think that even though we are going to be at home, rumor has it 86% sellout for the Raiders. So we should get some volume out there.
Good.
You know, and I mean, and there's like 2 Charger fans anyways. And so I know they don't travel well. When I saw them play the Chargers at the end of the season in 2021, that final game, there was very few Charger fans there at Allegiant Stadium. It was the least amount of opposing teams fans I've ever seen at Allegiant Stadium. And I've been to Allegiant Stadium for 10 games now or something like that.
Sure, yeah, interesting.
And that was the least amount because they're Charger fans.
Yeah.
Again, you know what I'm saying?
And I know
we take over their stadium too. You know what I'm saying?
And I know it's a joke that, Chargers have 2 fans and all that stuff, but like you would think that in a game like that, especially the game that you and Mosh and Michelle and everybody went to that had that much implication, your ass going to be at that game.
You think they would have traveled.
You think they would have traveled pretty well, and that would have been more of like a 50-50 kind of thing. But there was nothing.
I just don't think that, and this is like all shit talking and everything else aside, when they moved to LA, the San Diego fans did not go with them. There's a rivalry between those 2 cities.
Absolutely.
Frankly, and I know I have a good reference point to this. When I was a kid, the Raiders moved to Los Angeles. You talk about rivalry, Northern and Southern California, San Francisco and Los Angeles. You can't get more. That's like with Red Sox Yankees level when you're talking about Giants Dodgers, if not bigger. Because it's such a regional rivalry, man. There were a lot of Raider fans that hated the idea that the Raiders moved to Los Angeles. Hated it, including members of my family. Diehard Raider fans. Pissed off that Al moved them out of all places, Los Angeles. So there are that California, there's a regionality to California that's different than other states. Maybe I would say like Texas. You got to be a big ass state. And when you have big ass states, you get rivalries between sections of the state, right? You get that a little bit here in Tennessee, but not a lot. Like if you live in Tennessee, you grew up in Tennessee, you're a freaking UT fan. It's just kind of a thing. Yeah. It's not like there's some people are Middle Tennessee fans. Some people are UT fans. Some people are Memphis fans. Well,
Vanderbilt.
They're Vanderbilt or whatever. Well, if you have an allegiance to that school, maybe. If you don't have a particular allegiance to a school, you're a freaking Vols fan. That's just the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So if you're born in Oklahoma, you're a Sooner guy. If you're born in Missouri, you're a freaking, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You pick your freaking your state. But states are so much smaller. But when you get these big ass states like California that have multiple sporting teams in it, well, then you get regional rivalries.
Then you get UCLA, USC.
Well, that's an in-town rival. But even more so, you get that Stanford Cal versus USC, UCLA.
Yes. Okay, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even that doesn't have the vitriol of pro sports. It's pro sport. It's Warriors, Lakers, right? That's Giants, Dodgers. It's that shit. Those are the ones that we don't like each other. And then you could even say Raiders, Chargers was a big thing, So all that said, I got on that big soapbox to tell you this: the San Diego fans, like Scott Gilbranson, we're pissed off that they moved to Los Angeles. We're not happy about that. So a lot of those fans didn't follow them there. Well, then what else did you have? Anybody that was in Los Angeles prior was either a Raider fan for the most part, or you're a Rams fan. There ain't no fucking Charger fans in Los Angeles. I'm sorry.
No.
So when it comes time to the Chargers to play at Allegiant Stadium, they can't make a dent. Because I'm telling you, there is not a lot of Los Angeles Charger fans. Again, all smack talking aside, if you looked at the demographics and the amount of people, the actual fans of that team, it pales compared to other fan bases in the NFL.
You're right.
So it doesn't shock me a bit. So all that said, go all the way back to Geno Smith. He's going to be playing a much better team in the San Diego Chargers than he did this last week against the New England Patriots. But hopefully we've got enough of a freaking hometown advantage, which is rare.
Dome, all those things. They're starting to stack in our favor.
Come on. There you go.
They're stacking in our favor.
There you go. So let's go to James Jones and listen to the importance of having a said quarterback.
And they should be really excited because to win games in this league, you need a quarterback. We didn't have Max Crosby around here for years. It's hard to win.
Yeah.
We didn't have the Devontae Adams. You need a quarterback to win games. With Geno Smith, you're going to have an opportunity to win every game and be in every game the way he's playing the game of football. He's consistent. Boy threw for 300. Everybody involved. And this is the first game. He's still filling these dudes out. He's still trying to figure out what routes they like and all that. The offensive coordinator trying to figure him out in certain situations. To come out and start like this should be a lot of smile.
All right, there we go, man. I love it. And not only did he just throw for 300, he threw for 366 or 3 or whatever the heck it was, man. I love it there. So good stuff there from James Jones. All right, we're going to get to one more here on Geno Smith, and then we're going to move on to the Max Crosby section.
Hey.
But let's go ahead and let's check in with Pete on Geno.
Somebody said, was this a breakout game from him? It wasn't at all. That's how Geno plays. 70%, 300 and something, whatever, that's how he plays. And he'll have bigger games, and going forward. So, but we really liked the way he played, and I think he was like 13 for 15 or something in the second half, and he was a little tight, and you could tell, when he was moving around, he had a little tightness in his hammy or something, and he was fine. He was fine, and he was just on it, and it was a great finish for him too.
All right, there we go. So good stuff there from Pete. Obviously he's going to get the endorsement of Pete. Of course he is. He's going to do a lot more. One of the interesting comment there I thought from Pete is that, you hear like Silver and Black Today guys bring it up a lot. He's like, Raider fans are ridiculous and they're passionate, like ridiculous in a good way. And you guys are so passionate. And there are a lot of Raider fans that just kind of typically watch the Raiders. Like they don't watch a ton of other football. Now, I would say that most of the people that are in our chat room, different. I think everybody in our chat, like kind of consumes the majority of the NFL. I do. I know you do. Obviously, my focus is on the Raiders, but I watch as many games as I can. I won't go back and watch a game that I missed because they were playing opposite the Raiders or whatever, but I'll go back and watch the highlights and I'll go back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty tapped into what goes on in the NFL. He's dead on right. And anybody that said, asked the question, was this a breakout game for Geno?
You've been doing this shit for years,
dude,
bro.
What are you sleeping on? No, this is like, as Pete said, this is what he does, and this is why he was such a key acquisition for us.
Yeah, it's why he's here. That's why he's here.
Come on.
We haven't had a quarterback play like this in a long time. And I'm even talking about the guy that used to wear number 4. Like at the end, like he just, he's got the mobility. He can make plays happen. He's accurate. And he will give guys a chance, like what we talked about earlier. He will give a guy a chance to make a play.
Yes.
And he'll do that. And then he's still got the ability to scramble away and get outside the pocket or, go. How many rushing yards did he have? Because I think he rushed.
Genty?
No, Geno.
Oh.
No, I think he rushed for a first down or something, didn't he?
He won for sure. Yeah,
one for sure. So and
he looked a little tight, like what Pete said.
A little bit,
but he converted.
No, absolutely, man. So no, I mean, I'm telling you, man, this. No, I don't.
Easy.
I don't want to. Piss off the Mangus guys because I know they're big car guys and stuff like that. But like this is some of my favorite quarterback play that I've seen so far.
It's good. I mean, because you kind of missed 2016 Derek.
Like I missed 2016 Derek. That was solid. That was
pretty special.
I mean, 2021 was pretty good at the end of the season as well. So I mean, I won't completely say, but like just the smartness and the accuracy and all the things like put together right now, Geno's got it, man. He's got all the things that I want in a quarterback.
Well, and even 2021, and this is not, I'm not going to turn this into a Derek Carr segment. I'm going to keep it brief here. The good that Derek Carr was in 21 was still different than 2016 Derek because Derek got conservative. And that's when I think it started costing him his ability to impact games to the level that I know even he would have wanted to. Derek Carr was I used to call him a mini Aaron Rodgers. He reminded me so much of Aaron Rodgers back in the day, especially in 2016, because he did trust his playmakers. You're talking about kicking off that season, going for two
against the Saints, right?
Michael Crabtree coming down with it. And you look at the amount of times that the Raiders would win close games back then because Derek would trust, and Derek, and I would call him Baby Aaron because he would throw on the move, was incredibly accurate, throwing the football on the run. He had great feet. He didn't have those pitter patter happy feet that he kind of ended up with. Like he would keep his feet set. He would make, extend the pocket, freaking drill the ball to Crabtree or Coop or whoever. Like Derek Carr was, anybody go back, don't remember. I mean, you go back and watch the highlights of Derek Carr in 2016. He was pretty special. He was at one point in that season, he was getting tossed around with MVP talk. He was that good.
Yeah.
Like he was that good that season.
Yeah.
2021, Derek was productive and was good, but he wasn't like super special because he was still had that conservative side of him. And frankly, it showed up in the playoff game.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure did.
That conservatism showed up in the playoff game. And that's one of the reasons they lost. Not the only reason they lost. It was a team game, but it was a big reason that they lost that game. So anyways, to have a guy now that has that ability and doesn't play scared. I'm with you, dude. I love it, and I love to see where we're going with Geno Smith. All right. We're already an hour and a half into this beast. Go ahead and hit a couple breaks there for me, Jeff, and then we're going to do a quick Max section, and then we're going to get into the Sea of Fans.
Okay, well, first, before we do that, I want to give much respect to It's Your Boy Manny in there. Said everyone needs to calm down. Genty just needs to get acclimated to the water, same as Jacobs did when he first started with a $5 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. And then East Coast Raider says Lonnie Johnson's a real Raider. FAB. Yeah, absolutely. Did you see any of that?
Yeah, I did see that. And so real quick, touch on that. Thank you, East Coast Raider, for that $5 donation. So Lonnie Johnson Jr. put out, I thought it was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was good. It was a little sad, actually, but he's got his walking boot on. He's got his full Raider uniform, and he's sitting on the couch, and it says, "Put me in, coach," right? And he puts that out on social media, which I thought was really clever and funny and in a really lighthearted way to kind of, show what was up, that he wished he could have been there with his boys and playing in the game. And then I like post-career Antonio Brown. He's pretty funny. Like he says a lot of shit that's way outlandish, and like 70% of it is hilarious.
Is it?
Yeah, but then the other 30% of it is dog shit, and this is one of those ones. I'm like, come on. He's either like,
so what did he say? CTE of the week or something like that? Like,
taking a shot at the guy, and I'm just like, come on, man. It's lighthearted. It's having fun, and that's the thing about like AB that like when I like him is because he's being irreverent and funny. But this was just taking a shot at the guy. I'm like, stop it with that. Like that's not cool. So, anyways, FAB indeed, East Coast Raider. So appreciate you all very much in there. All right, now I had a break swag, Jeff. Murph's got to stop talking. And I talked about myself in the third person just now.
Hey, Raider Nation. This is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
Podcasting and YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of Raiders Fan Radio. Its never-ending quest to bring you the adventures of the Las Vegas Raiders. Its mission to raise money for the One Nation Foundation and to win over new fans. To support the takeover of opposing stadiums and to continue its lighter side journey into the dark side.
All right, we're going to go ahead and check in with the Max Crosby section of this. So we did our head coach, we did our star quarterback, and now we're going to hit our all-time Hall of Famer, soon to be Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
One of these days, Hall of Famer.
Soon to be 108 sack Max Crosby.
I think he's going to do it, dude. I think he's going to break Townsend's record.
I think so too.
Anyways, let's check in. So we hadn't done one of these in a while because we haven't been in season. We're going to check in with Brian Baldinger.
Oh, Baldy.
At a Baldy's breakdown on Max Crosby.
The Pats held a slim 10-7 lead going into the third quarter. Max Crosby started dialing up the pressure. Him and Thomas Booker becoming a pretty good side. But you got to admit, Booker and Max getting to Drake May, it's hard to make an accurate throw when your quarterback is being hit like that and that ball's intercepted. That helped. That got the Raiders back into the game. But 3rd and 5, Max was just stepping it up. All right, here he is right now. Like, here he comes on this twist inside. Like, I don't know exactly what that is, but that forces May to move, and Tyree Wilson gets a sack. Kuntz played good. Booker played well. Adam Butler played good. But this is just total harassment here by Max. Like, he's there. He's right at the arm. Dre can't quite make the stick throws. Like, he's just harassing him play after play after play. Like, you watch this right here. He's just going to keep coming. Fourth quarter, he played every single snap. He's just going to keep chasing, going to keep coming. And maybe, just maybe, that could be a fumble. Just maybe. Who knows? But the effort from Max in that third quarter, fourth quarter was supreme. The Condor was on his game. So was the D-line of the Raiders.
All right. So, during the game, so we have a couple of different group chats that we got going, and one of the ones is between you, me, and Michelle.
Yeah.
As we're sitting there watching the game, and I made a comment at some point in the first half, and I was like kind of getting in my feelings about Max. I'm like, all right, man, like everything I just got done saying. You're a future Hall of Famer. You're the superstar of the Raiders. You're the identity of our organization on the field. You've got the major contract. You're considered a defensive player of the year candidate. Like, where are you? Like, Myles Garrett gets as much attention as you do, and I see Myles Garrett disrupting the shit out of football games. Where's Max Crosby at? And I was like, let's go. And then towards the end of the game, I was like, all right, we need Malcolm and Max, or one or the other, to be the closer here. That's what I always go back to when Khalil Mack was.
When Khalil did, yeah.
He was our closer. When you needed a play on third down to end a game or to get the ball back or whatever, he was the guy that would make it. He didn't necessarily would have a great game all game long, but he was there all game long, showing up, play after play, hitting the quarterback, disrupting the offense. And then at the end of the game, he'd intercept, freaking
Cam Newton
and running into the end zone, right? Or he'd get that big sack on whoever. Like, that was what Khalil Mack did. And I used to call him the closer. And I was like, all right, we need between one of these two guys, one of you all has to be a closer. And then they both were.
Well, yeah. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was all over the field in that second half. Him and the entire defensive line. I mean, everyone's true. Everyone closed the game kind of for him, but Max caused that interception. Polamalu doesn't get that interception if it wasn't for Max, and then that other play that should have been a fumble that Max caused. So no, Max was huge, man.
He's huge.
He was huge.
And he just keeps coming, man. He's just relentless, man, which is so cool watching that guy. All right, I got one more Max Crosby soundbite to play for you, and then we're going to get into the Sea of Fans so we can get out of here under 3 hours. All right, let's check in with Pat McAfee.
The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. The Patriots done?
Probably. May's really good. I do think the Raiders are worth talking about. Geno looked fantastic. Pete Carroll in his debut. The defense, Ginty looked the part. Bowers, their offense. Bowers. I mean, the whole nine.
Yeah, but the thing you said was, hey, if we talk about the Patriots Raiders, there's one thing that really needs to be talked about. And you said exact words, Max Crosby just wrecks the entire thing.
Yeah, he's a huge asshole. I mean, and not having him on your team is one of those things. And I'm sure it's like how Ty felt with Micah. Like, if you have one of those guys, it must feel great watching him because he's always there. I mean, the interception Drake May threw, who's there? Max Crosby in his face. The reason, May can't step up is because Max Crosby's a freak of nature. I mean, Will Campbell saw it, but if you're going to have a rookie tackle out there, you're probably going to have a little bit of a problem when Max Crosby's there. And then it's more so the extracurriculars too. Like, hey man, you don't got to be a prick. You don't have to talk.
No, he kind of does. That's kind of his thing.
I know, but when you're playing them, it's like, hey dude, relax. Like, hey, does he know Bubby Spillane's on the Patriots now? He likes Bob Spillane. I know he does, but then here we go. He's basically, getting in May's head. I wouldn't be surprised.
Was that on Netflix Quarterback?
Yeah, him and Mahomes.
Mahomes was actually talking about it, like, this guy, every time we play him, it's just got to be something every time. And they have respect for each other. Yeah. And it's almost as if Mahomes just knows this is how he is, and Max goes, sorry.
Yep.
It's just the kind of way it is. That's his style of football. Perfect Raider.
It's amazing, yeah.
Geno Smith, perfect Raider at this stage of his career. Pete Carroll, perfect Raider at this stage of his career, which is crazy to think about because he was Will Ferrell's coming by practice USC guy. Then he gets kicked out of Seattle, and it's like, is Pete Carroll the perfect guy for this Las Vegas Raiders atmosphere and culture right now. Tom Brady, new ownership. He wanted to be a Raider. John Gruden said, nah, we're going to stick with Derek Carr. Sorry about it. So he's got a little chip on his shoulder as well. It seems like and then Chip Kelly's sitting there, that offensive coordinator, has been a head coach before in the NFL, obviously with the Philadelphia Eagles. Didn't go anywhere near how everybody planned, but he's still a damn good football coach. Goes back into college with the Ohio State Buckeyes just as a coordinator, as opposed to being a head coach like he was at UCLA. Wins a national championship immediately. It's like they got a lot of big brains over there and a lot of experienced dudes with chips on their shoulder.
Oh my gosh, love it there. Yes, I love it. Max Crosby is a huge asshole. I love it because, I mean, if you're a Patriots fan, yeah, guess what? You didn't like Max Crosby because he was just relentless. He was coming all day long, and I love the smack talking. I love it. I think that it's great that he gets in that because that's Raidery shit. Get you thinking about everything else besides playing football. Like, that's Al Davis football 101, man. And so nowadays, the way that a lot of that gets established in the league is with smack talking. And Max is a freaking A+, grade A level smack talker, man. And so I love it there. So good stuff there from Max Crosby. All right, I want to hit one last topic because we're running short on time, and I had some other sound bites to get to, but I'm just going to bring it up. Out of all the things that went positive in this game, there was one thing not one thing, but there was one of the more glaring things that people were complaining about and the members of Raider Nation. And I want to address it in this way. And that is the stat line of Ashton Genty. Okay. And that he only had 2 yards of carry, and people are like, oh, this is unacceptable. And I would say, relax. Okay. It's game one. And the stat line did not tell the story. First and foremost, on the road, in the rain, early game, East Coast, punches it in for his first score as a member in the NFL. That was huge. I thought that was a big moment for him. He rattled off a couple of pretty decent runs. At the end of the game, they pounded the rock because they wanted to grind the clock out. And they knew he wouldn't fumble. It was sketchy conditions, and the last thing the Raiders needed was a freaking fumble at that point. So he was getting met at the line of scrimmage for losses. That is not his fault. That is what we were doing intentionally, strategically at that point in the game. His stat line, yes, was only 38 rushing yards, but he had 44 yards, Jeff, after contact.
Well, there you go.
He had more yards after contact than he did in total yards in the game because the way they bottled him up at the end of the game. And also, the last thing I will give you is this. Some people were like, why isn't he more involved in the passing game? Did you miss all the checkdowns? Those checkdowns that are thrown backwards behind the line of scrimmage, they're considered backwards passes. Those are considered rushes. And when you catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage and then you fall forward past the line of scrimmage for a yard, that's avoiding a loss on the play.
Right.
You just bailed out your quarterback and avoided taking a negative play. But that doesn't show up in the receiving column. It shows up in the rushing column. So you got to consider the context. We talked about Derek Carr a little bit ago. This is the same thing I used to bitch at people about all the time. Derek Carr's stats are this. Yes, but what's the context? What story do those numbers tell based on the context of the game in which they came? And when you look at Ashton Genty's numbers, what do they tell you within the context of the game in which he played? It wasn't that bad. Frankly, it was pretty good because of the idea that he scored a touchdown.
Absolutely.
So it's not going to be like that for Ashton Genty on the stat line and the box score all year long, every year. And to me, and I know to him and to everybody else in silver and black, they don't care what those stat lines are. People,
hell no.
Fans give a shit about that stuff.
Right.
The freaking team does not care. Did he do everything they asked him to do? The answer to that question is yes. Was his pass blocking up to par? Yes. Did he score when he needed to score? Yes. Did he grind out the clock for them at the end? Yes. Did he bail out his quarterback on some plays? Yes. That's it. That was his job that day.
Did he open up the passing game?
All that play action?
All that play action all game long, man. You know, you talk about Ashton Genty was getting attacked the whole game long because also it was in the rain. So Patriots defense is going, well, they're going to run the shit out of this damn football. We got to get Ashton Genty.
Come on.
And stuff like that. And so now we use the play action, and that's why Geno has a big game, is because of Ashton Genty.
Because why does Jacoby Myers have a big day? Because of Ashton Genty.
Right.
The freaking middle, he was torching the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Freaking Jacoby was having a game, man. He had a freaking badass game.
Pay that man.
Pay that man.
Pay that man.
Yeah. And I don't care what I'm going to give you one last thing, and I promise we're going to go to break. I had a guy come at me on Twitter, because that's what Twitter does.
Right.
And he was like, because I put out a tweet. I just said, Dear John Spytek, pay Jacoby, thank you, Raider Nation.
Right.
And it got liked by thousands of people. But there was always one or two that always got something to chirp in and chime in about. And this dude wanted to trade paint and go like, well, you can't just say that and then not give out a number. And I'm like, I don't care what the number is. He's like, yeah, but you should. And you pundits need to really consider that when you throw things out there, you need to give details around things. I'm like,
you don't work for the Raiders.
I'm like, first off, if you think I'm a pundit, then I got some bad news for you. I'm a goddamn fan in my basement right now, currently with sketchy internet, talking about my favorite football team with my best friend. That's the extent of it.
Right.
So, and the idea that, look, that's not my job. That's John Spytek's job. That's Jacoby Myers' agent's job. Y'all figure that shit out.
Right.
The only reason I ever care about how much a player gets paid is it within the market and the context, back to that word, the context of what will field a competitive football team going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want them to pay Jacoby Myers $50 million a year for 5 years with $250 million guaranteed? Hell no, because that would compromise the Raiders' ability to be productive going forward in the salary cap to re-sign superstars on our football team.
Yeah.
So therefore, I do care about that. Do I want him to get paid bottom dollar because I care about how much money he gets paid? No, I'm a capitalist at heart. I hope he makes whatever he can make, and it ain't my fucking money.
There you go.
I don't care how much the guy gets paid.
Sure.
Is it $30 million a year? I don't know. Is it 25, 23? I don't know. I don't care. All I know is I'm a Raider fan, and the Raiders are better with him on our football team this year and probably going to be next year too.
Mm-hmm.
So pay him.
So pay the man.
And I don't care what it is.
Absolutely.
Why does
I
it
totally
have to
agree.
be defined?
Well, and we got that Amari Cooper money, right? We got a little extra money floating around, $3.5 million or whatever. But I mean,
we got all that Christian Wilkins money though.
We got all the Christian Wilkins.
And that's the
money.
thing is that the Raiders, and that's the other thing, Jeff, is that it's not like the Raiders are like dealing with a compromised salary cap. We have a crap ton of money, so I don't care.
Well, and you know what? With the Jacoby Myers thing, I was listening to, and respect to Silver and Black today, I was listening to Mo talk about this, and he was, because everyone was like, pay him, all that stuff, and I want them to. I want them to pay. But Jacoby also is just said, well, I'm going to keep playing. So they may be like, well, I mean, if he's just going to play, then why do we got to pay him right now?
Well, the only thing that I would guard against that is that clearly they drafted Jack Besh to be his replacement.
Sure.
I know they're not the same player yet. Save me the emails. But skill set wise, they're similar. The building blocks for Jack Besh's skill set are very similar to what Jacoby Myers is. And so I can see that could be the future. That said, do we want to thrust Jack Besh into that position soon as next year?
Hell no.
No. So why not give him a 1-year extension, guarantee his money for this year and part of next year, and make a deal happen? So he's going to be a Raider for, at a minimum, the next 2 years. 2 years being the first one, this one, and then next year. Why would you not do that?
No, I'm with you.
And then if you want to let him walk. But to go into it, so that's the only reason that I would say, because I agree that the front office is going, well, if it's not a sense of urgency to him, well, it's not going to be to us too. But I would say though, but if you do that and we get all the way to the end of this year and he becomes a flat out free agent, he ain't coming back to the Raiders.
No, he's going to get paid somewhere.
Someone will pay him. The Jets, the Steelers, whoever, you name it, somebody will pay for a guy like that.
We got to lock him up for the end of the season.
We got to lock him up before the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I think you might as well go ahead and do it now.
May as well.
You might as well go ahead and do it now.
May as well.
I mean, again, what are you saving that money for? Like, you're just going to carry it into the next year.
Yeah.
It's
we ain't collecting interest on it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
All right, Jeff.
Hey, more lemon. More lemon.
More lemons?
More lemons.
Have another surge over there. Huh?
Oh my gosh.
You want some
More
Swirly?
of
Here you go.
Yeah, hey, give me that.
Here you go. Hit that shit again.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Give it a big old rip, dude. Gosh, I don't know how you do it, man. For those
more of them and less of us is a good thing.
You're damn right.
Yeah. Let's hear from the Sea of Fans mailbag, pal.
Hey, wow, we got all breathy right there.
There he is, baiting, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he throws. It is. He caught it.
Need some refreshment? Sip Real. At HTO, you can dive into dozens of flavors of real and real refreshing iced tea. Mix and match your faves or grab a gallon to go. HTO. Real tea, real refreshing.
I love it. And thanks to the good folks at HTO in there, by the way, too. Thank you to our buddy Justin Marmon and the good folks at HTO. I love it. Jordan Ford. And shout out to the chat room, Jeff, before we get, but I love it because Swaggo's going to be in the alley finding smelling salts in a year.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, man.
Shit is good, man.
Man, you love that shit, man.
I love it, man. Yeah, it gets me fired up. Gets me juiced
good
up.
For you, man. Keep that can be yours.
Okay.
Yeah. Although we got to bring it for, or got to leave, at least leave it there for Michelle. We got to.
No, yeah. No, it'll stay right here.
Yeah.
It'll stay right here. I'm not bringing it home or anything.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, anyways, but hey, more of them and less of us is a good thing. So, shout out the chat room, and then let's get into these emails and voicemails.
Absolutely. We got Elon Bush in there. Jordan Ford, Scumdog is in there. Ron the Materator. Let's see here. Paul is in there. Cepheus is in there. Hooligan Nation is in there. Jay Harris. It's your boy Manny is in there. OG Daniel, Chronicles of the Black Hole is in there. The Good Stuff is in there. House Junkies. Yeah, we got the whole crew, man. East Coast Raider, they're all in here, man.
All right. So Chronicles of Black Hole. OG Daniel in there says, hey, careful. Smelling salts are a gateway to bath salts.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Nice.
So, hey, Swag Jeff, I don't know if you heard this or not.
Yes.
You can contact this show a multitude of ways.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can join us in the chat room live, as you just mentioned.
Of course.
The good folks in the chat room at 901. Nope. At youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And that happens.
That was a pre-909?
Yeah, it was.
Hey.
You have that sometimes. I'm 52 years old. So, where was I at? So you can join the show live in the chat room at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio, where we go live each and every Wednesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to do it. 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
7 p.m. Eastern here on the YouTubes, or you can call the show.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can call the show at 909-345-3346. That's
909-345-3346.
Good job, Jeff. And then also...
And Kevin the Raider just jumped in for his favorite bit.
Oh, my gosh. Did he just come in?
Yeah.
Just in time, Kevin, for me to tell you that you can reach the show with your emails by emailing us. And you can email us at show. That is show. That is S-H. OW at RaidersFanRadio.com. I'm just going to keep stretching it further and further out, man.
Hey, pause.
You mother. But yeah, just because I love Andy Kaufman. So the further I can stretch it out and the more awkward it gets, the better. But actually email us, please. It's show, that is SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. And we had a couple of ones that I gave to you that were printed off, but then I sent you some more on the what is that thing? The digital thing they call
the Gmail.
The Gmails there.
Yeah, the Gmails.
And so, Swag Jeff, who do we have tonight?
Absolutely. Well, we're going to start off with Hooligan. So I will do my best here. Michelle is in here. Uncle Mosh is in here. So, and I've had some beer. So let's see. So what up, Murf, Swaggo, Michelle, Mosh? It's your friendly neighborhood hooligan here. Shout out to Raider Nation, the best damn chat room in all of the universe. It's been up and down. It's been Ups and downs recently, so let me tell you about it. First off, Zuckerberg decided I violated his standards and shut down my Facebook page. Not even sure why. May never know. So I became a digital creator instead of just a guy, and I'm forced to start social media life over. Bummer. Lots of pictures gone forever, but memories remain. Then my alma mater, the Iowa State Cyclones, take on a Hawkeyes at the Cy-Hawk Showdown and take the victory at home in a dominating fashion, going 3-0 in the season.
Shout out FanDuel. I had that game.
Did you really?
Absolutely.
There you go.
A hush falls this weekend.
A hush falls over Iowa as the Hawk fans hide in the cornfields for another year. Next, the Raiders head to Foxborough and face the Pats. I'm not sure if you figured it out yet, but I fucking hate the Patriots. And just so we're clear, I hate them because of McDaniels. I hate them because of the tuck rule. I hate the bullshit call that created an alternative bizarro world universe where there were no longer the winningest sports franchise in sports ever. I hate them just because I had to listen to everyone hang on Brady's nuts for the entire decade. I know, Murf. Blame Walt, not Brady and the Pats, but I just can't separate it. I've tried and will try to do better. Oh, but wait, we pulled off the unthinkable. We win in Foxborough for the first time since I graduated high school in 94, when we were still the LA Raiders. McDumbass takes a loss, nothing new to him. We go 1-0 and cap it off against the Chiefs. Cap it all off, the Chiefs are the only team in the division without a win in week 1. We get a victory, and it's on to the home opener against the Dolts. Monday Night Football, another thing that we used to dominate.
Come on.
In fact, before 1995, we were 27-14-1 all-time in Monday Night Football before 95. 13-1-1 in the 70s, 14-4 in the 80s. I say Monday night because we're going to party like it's 1995.
Nice.
Maybe it's the old days just because we had the oldest head coach in the history of the NFL. Maybe because we were smacking players around like the NFL's in the days gone by. No matter what it is, it feels good, it looks good, and while there's still areas of opportunity and areas for growth, this team shows real promise, and I'm all in. More optimistic by the moment, Hooligan saying good night.
Hey, give it up for Hooligan. Appreciate you, brother.
Hooligan.
Appreciate Hooligan, man, not only for sending us that amazing email and always being in the chat room, but the absolutely, I would say, unmatched, but is very, very close to unmatched support, the One Nation Foundation.
Amen.
Dude, he 100%. Is all over it, from
all
super
over
chats
every week.
In his personal life with his job and the employee matching scenario that they got going on, and everything that he does, man, and everything on the social media is like, we cannot appreciate you enough, Hooligan. Thank you, brother. Oh, and speaking of that too, because I know Hooligan won some stuff in our Summer of Swag. Guys, I need your help. The fulfillment department at Raiders Fan Radio sucks because it's just me. If you've won a prize from Summer of Swag, I thought I got them all out there, but I noticed today when I went up that there was a couple of things still sitting up there.
Is there a Brock Bowers jersey still sitting up there for OG Daniel?
I think so. So if you haven't gotten your stuff, please don't be shy to bust my balls and be like, hey, Murf, I'm waiting on my damn thing. And I know I should keep up better with that, and I promise I will. And in fact, tonight, Swag Jeff, let's go over it and make sure. Because I want to make sure everybody gets their stuff. I know most of it's gone out, but there's probably still 2 or 3 things maybe that still need to go out. And then there was other things too, like the Bolitnikoff wine. Like we gave away the Bolitnikoff wine to a few folks, and there was like, I know even 1 if not 2 folks that were like, thank you for that, but I don't partake anymore. Like, go ahead and give it to somebody else. Like what? So let me know, because I want to send this stuff. I want to make sure these things find homes. You know
Absolutely.
We got enough shit here in the fan cave. We want to give it away.
Yeah, we do, for sure. Hey, Raider Nation, name's Michael. I'm a huge fan of the show. Seriously, you guys are awesome and do so much for the community. I'm reaching out because I'm trying to pull off something tight travel, getting to a Raider game this season. I've never been to a Raiders home game, and I'm totally clueless about how to make it happen. I'm about to do a 1-day trip, fly in, see the game, and fly out the same night or the next morning. The good news is I'm only coming from Sacramento. I'm hoping you guys have some advice or know someone who could point me in the right direction. Any tips on finding tickets, affordable flights, or anything else will be incredibly helpful. I'm currently winging it, and I have to work the next day. Thanks so much, Michael.
Hey, Michael. Good stuff there. So I don't have any fancy hookups out there. Our rooms are typically covered by the casinos because we all suck at gambling. So they love it when we come to Vegas.
Oh, they love it.
Oh, they're like,
come on back.
They're like, here,
you want a suite?
Yeah, for real. They're like, yeah, come stay. Remember that bomb ass suite that Valerie and I had at the Vidara?
My gosh, yeah, you guys had like 4 bedrooms in there.
We had like a corner suite at Vidara. We had Allegiant Stadium view on one side and the freaking strip on the other.
Yeah, we went down to the sports book and bet on because it was like Thursday night football. We were playing, and the Titans were playing, and we all bet heavy on the Titans, and then we all went up into the room and started cracking White Claws and just watched the game.
Watch the game in that because that room was so big.
It was huge.
That we all hung out in there. It was you and Chris and Lamont and Michelle and me and Valerie.
Yep.
And we all hung out in there and watched that game, man. That was a blast, man.
That was a blast.
That was fun. But that room was phenomenal. But anyway, so all that said, so yeah, when you suck at gambling, you get your rooms covered. So we just booked those. And then airfare, we fly Southwest.
Yep.
There's direct flights nonstop from Nashville straight into Vegas.
I'm sure there is from Sacramento to Vegas as well.
I'm sure there is. And so I would recommend doing that, even though Southwest has changed up some of their policies around some things.
And if you're looking for cheap flights, I mean, if you don't care if it's a janky flight, I mean, Spirit, I think, is cheaper.
Well, they're going out of business, though, aren't they?
Is Spirit going out of business?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I heard. But
or you can fly Allegiant.
Frontier or like, well, or like Sonny does Alaska because he's in Portland, so he comes down. He does Alaska to get down. But yeah, so I would just one of those because it's a short flight, so it's not like you got to fly American or something because you got to, if I were going to be in a plane for 6 hours or something, I wouldn't want to do a Southwest. But for a few hours, like all right, I can knock that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in terms of like game tickets. Man, we're very fortunate and very blessed that we have some amazing listeners, and, one or two in particular that are very, very kind in sharing their tickets with us, whether those are even at face value or a lot of times we'll just give them to us. So, and I'm not saying that as like a humble braggy kind of thing. I'm just saying we're very blessed in that thing based on what we do with the show and stuff that people are very kind to be like, hey, if you guys are coming to the game, like sit with us or, here you can do this or whatever. So, but if you're coming in just for a fly by night, here's what I will tell you to do. We went to Antonio Pierce's first game as the head coach
just about to say
of the Las Vegas Raiders. We had went into town for the Bolitnikoff Foundation dinner, and we're not planning on going to the game against the Giants. We were going to post up at a sports book somewhere, and we were going to go watch the game as a group, and we were just going to watch because the tickets were expensive, and we'd already blown out a bunch that weekend, and we didn't have anybody that was sharing anything with us, so we were just like, we'll just lay back, we'll go to the tailgates, and then we'll go and watch it at Mandalay or whatever else. But then at the end of like right before, I'm like, well, why don't we just get the cheapest things we can get just to get into the stadium? So we bought 6 individual tickets that weren't together. They were scattered all over the place. And they were like $30 tickets, $40 whatever.
It was like nosebleed back there with Schmucky the Raider Bear.
Yeah.
And so
right at game time.
Right at game time.
And they were cheap. And so the 6 of us went and walked in, and we were on that mid-concourse level, not far from where the Coors Light bar is.
Yep, right there by the torch.
Yeah, by the torch, and found a spot to post up where those like rails are that are behind that row of or that section of seats, and just stood up and just watched the game because we stand up so much during the goddamn game anyways.
Absolutely.
Especially that game in particular.
Well,
and
yeah.
You're not in anyone's way. You're out of the traffic areas. The Topo Chico stand is right there.
Yeah.
And then any of the food and stuff is down a little further. And there's a little ledge there. So you can stand there and eat and drink and do whatever. And everybody that was in front of us was super cool. So it wasn't like we were like interfering with somebody else and their purchase tickets or anything like that. So if you're just going by yourself and just gonna kind of blow in, just wait till game time.
Yep.
And just buy a ticket for anywhere and then just walk around. Go wherever the hell you want to go.
There you go.
There's so many cool standing areas in Allegiant Stadium that like you don't need to
go hang out at the bar. Just go hang out at the bar around the torch or whatever. Do your thing, man.
Just go hang out. Yeah,
there you go.
So that's my recommendation. Anyways.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Last up, let's get to Paul.
Yeah. Evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. A serious start to this week's email. It's that time of the year when a more important event takes precedence. We've reached the 24th anniversary of 9/11, and every year I feel I need to pay respects to all concerned. It's been how it's been 24 years is a mystery.
That's tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, sure is. But here we are. It's September 11th, 2001, one of the most horrific, painful things I've ever witnessed. So to those that didn't make it on that day, and to those who have suffered from that day to this, I wish you love and the best wishes. To the firemen and women and all the first responders in New York City, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, you are the bravest of the brave. To run into hell when everything in your mind is telling you to run the other way is a courage that I can only dream of. I wish I could think of something more profound to say to honor your bravery. Sunday was as good as it gets. There was a few ups and a few downs over the course of the game, which is to be expected. I didn't breathe much during the second quarter as things looked to be a little familiar, but when you have a head coach like Pete Carroll who knows what's needed to see things through, it was all good in the end. The highlight of the game for me was the 36-yard pass to Dante Thornton late in the game, a pass from Geno that was perfect, and the catch was a thing of beauty. I didn't see McWeeny at the end of the game, but I hope he's hurting somewhere. I hope he doesn't clear his mind and keeps him awake at night. I hope he feels the same disappointment his wife does every time she has to look at him, and I hope his children look elsewhere for Father's Day next year. His wife deserves better. So, Mrs. McWeeny, run for the hills, I say. It's never too late for change. Go find yourself a man, a woman, anyone that has that personality and career that they've earned, rather than living off of someone else's ability. 1-0 feels good. There aren't many better feelings than a Raiders win. And finally, when it comes down to it, I'm a simple soul with simple dreams for the season, all of which are possible. Improving our record, at the very least, a playoff game would be nice. I've decided that I don't want to see any more big name signings. We've had our share of diva dramas, so let's draft well and make superstars instead of hoping that someday for some yesterday's man that can do the job. I want to see Lester Hayes and Amy Trask in the Hall of Fame.
Come on.
That would be wonderful for me to see personally. I want to see Group of Five guys get a contract with Netflix. We've seen Last Chance U and SEC, so why not the Group of Five programs? And I have mentioned this to QB Jeff on Twitter, and he seems more than happy to sign a contract. Anyways, breathe deep now and let's go and beat the media darlings from San Diego or wherever the hell they're from. Let's see 2-0, baby. Stay safe, RFR family. Love your Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Paulie Award winner 2019 and 2022. Boggy Glasses Award winner 2020. Made Man of the Year 2024. RFR Maverick Award winner 2025. BRT Sizzler Scorekeeper. Proud Made Man. Five-time times five winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Attaboy, Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello?
Paul.
Hello?
Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul!
Hi. I'm Paul.
Darn right you are, Paul. And thank you so very, very much, my friend, for not only everything that you do to contribute to this show via the emails, but also each and every week and all day long on the Twitters and everything. We appreciate you so very, very much. Excuse me. James Furbo in the chat room there says it took me over a year to get my stuff, laughing my ass off. And it's funny because some of those ones from last year got caught up in my move, and I didn't know where the things were. I had to find them.
So you just send something else,
or just send something else.
Here, just take this. Sorry,
just take this instead. Yeah, but anyways, so some of that stuff from last year, man. So I apologize. It won't take that long. Daniel said, he goes, I've already emailed you 4 times, Murf. Okay, my bad. I'll find the emails and I'll get the shit out to you. But anyways, I appreciate you all very, very much in your support of the One Nation Foundation and the Summer of Swag. All right, we've got a lot of emails. We've got a lot of voicemails to get to, Swag Jeff, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to get to these fast because we got a bunch. There's going to be a lightning round. We're going to start off with our buddy Josh in the 703.
What up, fam? And it feels good calling in after the dub. Been great seeing Uncle Masha on the show. That's always a fucking pleasure. And all right, so get to that game yesterday. It was good. Now, we'll say this. I'm waiting for a second, because after that interception, man, it might have displayed the team a little bit. Still having a hard time running the ball, but I did like the fact that we seemed to make adjustments, and we played complimentary football. We had to make fucking adjustments. We couldn't keep running the ball on first down. You know, had to switch it up. Like, all right, man, we need to pass a little bit more, which some coaches are afraid to do. We did. It was great. But when the offense was rolling, you know, hey, they were doing the thing, man, in that interception. Defense did not let us out of that game. Yeah, we had a couple of bumps, but the defense did not let us out of that game until the offense was able to, you know, get some stuff rolling, pick themselves up again. That's what's supposed to happen. Going to have ups and downs, but can the other side carry while you got to get the other side straight? Be able to do that. Now, to be fair, Patriots aren't a great team. But we weren't a great team last year either. Still went in there, did what we were supposed to do on the road, in the rain. I'll take it. Defense was really looking stout. They had a couple of ones that I'm looking at, I'm going, why are we giving that up? Came together. Tyree Wilson, I like it. Coons, I like it.
Come on.
Crosby, of course. I hope Brett Bowers, but I know he got injured. I hope it's nothing serious. I mean, man, this guy had 5 catches for 103 yards. He didn't miss a beat. He's already back in all pro form.
Gosh, we didn't even talk about Brock.
Stuff out there, just stunting on them.
So you know it's going good.
You know,
absolutely.
Hey, football was back. That was great. Had a great Sunday. I'm ready for next week. But who are we playing? Chargers. Man, fuck the Chargers.
Love it,
Josh.
Love it. All right, good stuff as always from our buddy Josh in the 703. All right, let's check in now and go over with, I mentioned him earlier tonight, one of the OGs of the OGs, man.
That's it, man.
Let's check in with our buddy Mojo.
What up, Long Far? What's up, everybody? Raider Nation. It's Mojo. It's early out here on a Tuesday morning, man, and I'm having my coffee and I'm still buzzing after the game. What kind of potential are we dealing with, man? I mean, when's the last time you saw the Raiders play so professionally, like a well-coached, well-oiled machine? I don't want to get in front of myself and say that this is going to be a different year or anything like that. All I'm saying is they carried themselves in the manner of a professional football team. Geno Smith, Max Crosby, they looked absolutely incredible. JPJ, man, he's a straight bully. I love watching that kid play, man. I know he made some mental errors and a few mistakes, but man, just watch a couple highlights of this dude, man. I mean, he's just cracking skulls. How do you get around this guy? Jamal Adams at linebacker, huh?
Come on.
How incredible is that?
Yeah.
That's a thing of beauty. Don't even get me started on the 2 SEC bred tight ends, man. That's a cheat code. This is a great team. But what really got me, man, was how poised and professional the whole team looked.
Come on.
It's like the way that they ran up to the line, spiked the ball to get that field goal attempt to close out the first half.
Yeah.
That showed me that they have their shit together a little bit as a unit. We're not used to seeing that, man. Pete Carroll and this staff, man, they have this team performing like a professional football team, and it's strange to see, but I love it. Hey, Raiders to the moon. Just win, baby. Mojo out.
There you go, Moj.
It's good stuff there from Mojo.
Absolutely it is.
I like the call out, man, the professionalism.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And Mojo, keep those morning calls coming, man. The pipes were strong right there, dude.
Pipes were strong, man. He was sipping his coffee Monday after.
Yeah.
God dang.
That's some radio voice right there, man.
That was almost Rico level.
That was pretty solid, man.
That was dulcet tones.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah. Hey. Easy, Mojo. Hold on, give me the smelling salts.
Looking for the little blue pill to go along with him, apparently. All right, next up, let's check in with our buddy Jacob from Fresno.
Murf, Jeff, and Michelle. This is
Hey, it's good to hear from Jacob from Fresno, too, by the way. It's been a minute.
Jacob from Fresno. What's up, guys? It's been a little while, but hey, week 1's over. The Pats they're down. They're down bad. I gotta say, I've been seeing them online, posting in the YouTube comments of all the highlights and things. They're down pretty bad. I think they're not expecting to do much this year because, I mean, they lost to the Raiders, right? And not many people expect too much out of the Raiders. And I got to tell you, the silver and black are back.
Come on.
I got to tell you, the unfinished business is about to get finished because we are back. The silver and black are back.
I like it.
That's enough. I'm going to calm down. In all reality here, in all truth, we're looking at a pretty good season, I think. I think we got a chance to do something special, maybe shake some things up. At the same time, I don't want to get too hyped because, let's just face it, we've gotten there before. I'm just not ready to get hurt again, guys. I'm not ready for it. And so what I'll expect out of this season, what I would be happy with, just give me 9 wins. Give me 9 wins, 8 painful losses. You know, that's just what I'm going to be used to. If I only get 8 of them this year, then heck, I can deal with that. Maybe we sneak into the playoffs. We get a wild card game, right? And we shake up the picture of the NFL. But all I know is even though we're not quite there yet, we look a heck of a lot better than we did last year.
Come on.
We look much better. Ashton Genty, I don't want to hear anybody talk bad about him.
Come on, Jacob.
Because the guy was touched the entire time he touched the football. If his hand was on the football, he had a hand on him. And the fact that he got a yard is crazy. Our offensive line, man, we need some work. That's the biggest issue. That being said, Geno Smith, good golly gosh almighty, that guy did incredible with pressure in his face the entire game. And I know I was pretty high on Derek Carr. I got to say, I think he's better than Derek Carr was on his way out. I got to say, I think he's closer to maybe prime Derek Carr, 2016 Derek Carr, the Derek Carr we were all excited about. And he had the one pick. Really, it was one drop. It was a drop that went into the defender's hand. And, guys, I'm going to run out of time, but there's just so much to talk about. We did a lot. We put a lot on film. We got a lot to be happy about. So since we have a victory this week, let's go ahead and end it off with a Raiders! God bless you.
Attaboy, Jacob from Fresno.
Nice, dude.
Way to come out of the gate strong after a little bit of an absence here from Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate you so very, very much, brother. All right, next up, we're going to go check in with another one of the OGs.
Nice.
This is our buddy, OG Jack Daniel.
Nice.
Hey, Michelle, Mosh, Swag Jeff, and Murf. It was good seeing Mosh on there. Missed him. This is OG Jack Daniels, Chronicles of the Black Hole. I saw a content creator saying, these are not your grandpa's Raiders. Bullshit. Getting a lot of penalties and still winning the game, that is our Raiders.
Let's
go. Other thing I want to call bullshit on is these penalties. A couple of those penalties these refs threw were pretty desperate. I mean, they were trying to keep the Patriots in the game, and realistically, they looked as futile as Josh McDumbass trying to get his offense going. The second half adjustments by Patrick Graham were pretty good. I mean, we held them to 3 points in the entire half. Also, it feels good to win early game, East Coast, in the rain. That's great. But the Queefs being in 4th place in our division, priceless.
Absolutely.
And they play the Eagles next week. I just wanted to come back in here and pay tribute to one of the great Raiders fans, our Royal Scribe Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi.
Oh, nice.
Just wanted to say to you, Paul, hi, I'm not Paul.
That's amazing. Great call there from OG
great.
Jack Daniels, man. We appreciate you, brother, so very, very much. All right, next up. Okay, so we're going to go across the pond. We're going to go to Paul's country mate here, his fellow Brit, and let's check in with our buddy Martin.
Nice.
Morning, all. I'm writing this on Victory Tuesday, ahead of Victory Wednesday, because frankly, I don't think we can have enough victory days, am I right? We started off this new era with a win, beating Vrabel and McDoofus and a couple of former Raiders, plus upsetting a lot of predictions from so-called experts. Geno looked great, and his connections with Tucker, Bowers and Thornton suggest fun times ahead. Plus the Chiefs lost, leaving them at the bottom of the division. Okay, it's one game. We've not learned much about anybody yet, but it's about as good a position to be in as we can be, and that's all you can ask for, really. Most pleasing to me was the adjustments made in the second half, which produced a better overall performance. We saw out the game and looked secure doing so. Promising stuff. And finally, we're all delighted to have had the singular Uncle Mosh back whilst Swag, Jeff and Michelle were otherwise engaged. To that end, I've taken the liberty of knocking up a short highlights reel.
Oh no.
Hit the damn button.
The best was when we were in we were at you put 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound sack over here. Look at me. I'm a little hard to forget.
Dylan Lowby. Jesus.
I'm back.
Knocking shit off the walls.
Well, you put me in this corner. I've never had restraints before.
It's my fault.
Well, that's the way to do it.
I fixed that shit. And I just want to slap the shit out of you, and I'd go, why you gotta say that name to me? See, I'm out. Josh Murf. Loser. I'll look and see what she's wearing, and then I'll go get some more bean dip.
What an absolute legend. Shout out to the chat. And go Raiders.
I'll look and see what she's wearing and then get some more bean dip. Hopefully those were two things that were spliced together. Was that really what he said?
No, that's what he was talking about.
Oh my God.
We're talking about if Taylor Swift did the halftime show. I'll check out what she's wearing and I'll go get some more bean dip. That's about as Uncle Mosh of a comment as you could possibly get.
Oh my gosh, it totally is.
Shout out Martin, man. I love it. I love it when he pieces those things together, man. That's so damn funny. All right, hey, listen, we with freaking and no disrespect to anybody else that calls, but we're in the murderer's row of voices here. Mojo, OG Jack Daniel, Martin, and now. If you got lights,
turn them down.
If you got candles,
yeah, light those.
If you're like Swag Jeff and you got a boner,
hit some smelling salts.
We make a lot of fun, but he has got some incredible takes.
You're Swag Jeff and you have a boner. You're so stupid.
You got the rundown. You know what's coming.
Oh, well, yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah,
you didn't write that on there, though.
No, I had to be careful.
I guess I didn't have to. Hey. Just press the damn button, bitch.
But so we appreciate his dulcet tones and his incredible voice, but his killer takes, man, on the Raiders, because he is Italian born, but he will also tell you he is Raider born Rico.
Hey guys, Red Bull Rico here. Glad to see the Raiders were looking different, I would say, which is the most important thing. As we all know, for too many years, under too many coaches, under too many managements, we look the same predictable, insecure, sloppy team in most games, even some wins we had. And that game against New England should have been a sloppy game. We normally would have get wrecked by more than 20 points or kicked 3 times under a wet, humid, foggy, soggy, unpleasant Bostonian weather. Instead, we make it look like a smooth game. And aside some good defensive scheme by a good defensive coach like Vrabel that awakened some old ghosts for us, I think we distribute the ball in great fashion, as well as we kept focus on defense during the most important moment of third and fourth quarter. So good job so far. I hope we can correct the penalties through the year, but good job so far from Pete Carroll. And to me, he showed great will in fighting for the clock, and that's as well one of the reasons we're looking different. Even if we couldn't convert at the end of the second, we made a run for it with 47 seconds left. Other times we would have run the ball through the middle or kneel and go back to the locker room and probably lose the game in the process. So kudos to all the coaching staff, to all the team, to act like proper Raiders. Also the rookies, welcome guys, welcome. Come on. But let me tell you, what about the Raider baddest attitude by Pete Carroll, man? I know he's used to the rain for the years in Seattle, but come on. 73 years old, up and down through the field, no hood on, dancing, screaming, and beating the ass of a coach 23 years younger than him. Come on. That's what I call a Raider attitude. Come on. And I know it's just a game, but we got to keep this hype going. We got to keep this attitude going, because for me, the next game is kind of a must-win. Not because it's a Division 1, but because it's a home game. And let's be honest, since we moved to Vegas, we are homeless. We need to sell those tickets not to the people going to watch the team who's playing against us, or to the casual football spectators, or to somebody that is going to see Barry Manilow versus David Copperfield at WrestleMania. But to our own people, we have the biggest fandom all worldwide, fans all over the world like no other team. But we are homeless, and we need to establish our own house with our own people, with our own rules, with our own backyard, because we already got the dogs, and you know that. Now, with all this say, love you all, cheers to all of you, and I'm out. Go Raiders.
Wow.
Rico crushing that call. Holy crap, Rico. For those of you that are on the audio podcast, Swag Jeff and I got up out of our seats on that one, man. That was freaking awesome. Gosh dang it. I mean, you all always have great takes on this show. It's one of the reasons that we love the Sea of Fans so much, is that you always have great takes, but then every once in a while, man, something will just hit like that. Damn it, that was good. All right, appreciate you very, very much, Raider-born Rico. Okay, now we got to get to, I've got a handful more that came in late, so let's go ahead and get to these. First off to the 573, I'm guessing this is Jay in St. Louis.
There you go.
Murf, Swaggo, Michelle, we got that fucking dub. Huh? We got a real fucking quarterback for the first time in 20 years. He's not afraid to throw the ball down the field. He's a real hooper. And we beat fucking McDumbo. Let's go. That game on Monday is going to be rough watch, though. 9 p.m. start time Central.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I said it, but this is Jay in St. Louis. Let's fucking go. We won.
Oh.
Nice. There he is. There you go, Jay.
Man. That late, it's funny because Paul called me out the other day because I was bitching about, like, it was about the preseason game or something like that against Seattle, and I was talking about how late it is to stay up and whatever, and he's like, boo-hoo, Murf. He's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, yeah, fair enough. That like, not
Paul's up at like 2 a.m. watching these games.
Dude, it's 2 a.m. there now.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, they're always those guys in the UK and you know, Rico and anybody else, and we have so many great Raider fans, you know, globally. And yeah, their hours are jacked up. But that said, here in the US, so I'm going to be so Scott and I started our Shed Out Silver and Black today. We started doing our post game shows. Well, this weekend, because Valerie, tonight's my wife's birthday. Shout out Valerie, what's up, baby?
Bye,
happy birthday, baby! And so we're headed to the beach. We're headed to the beach Friday, and we're going to be down in Destin, Florida, down there for like 5 days. So the game is going to be at 10 p.m. And so I told Scott, I'm like, I mean, I can do the show, but I don't know, like, it's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning. 1, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 1 to be 1 when the game's over. So I'm like, I don't know if I should be hooting and hollering in a hotel room on the beach. Like, I don't know if that's like, you know what I'm saying? And Scott's like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. But like, that's late, man.
That's
like,
late.
I feel for the folks on the East Coast, but again, especially abroad, because if it's 1 a.m. here when it gets over, that's 8 a.m. UK time. I think they're 7 hours ahead of Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. Bro. Like,
yeah, that's tough.
I would not begrudge. I know you guys are hardcore over there, but I would not begrudge you a bit if you put that shit on TiVo and freaking watch it in the morning, man.
Absolutely.
My gosh, man, that's late. So, but anyways, so much respect there, and appreciate you, Jacob from Fresno. All right, next up, let's get to the 832. Is this Houston Raiders, Steve?
Oh, nice.
This is the Raider Houstorian.
Murf, Mosh, Swag Jeff, Michelle. Anyway. Just want to say, what a great win in Beantown, right? Boy, I exercised a lot of ghosts and everything. Over at the church bar, I'm sure everybody knows the Geno Smith's name right now. 360 plus yards, most ever by a debut quarterback in the franchise for the Raiders. Of course, I remember going way back the Tech game, how he got screwed by the referee and everything. Crawford, I think his name was. The game we won that they took away from us. It started the Tom Brady. What an ironic thing. He's now with us anyway. So nice to beat them freaking Patriot rats at home. My brother-in-law's from inner city Boston, Dorchester. He's been talking shite for about 39 years since he's married my sister. Always talking crap. Of course, I didn't hear anything from him because I lost. Sorry. Freaking Patriot rats. In the rain, of course. Everybody remembers Matt Millen punching Pat Sullivan, who's the general manager in the playoff game. They lost.
Yeah.
Raiders lost at home against the Patriots. He was defending Howie Long. Anyway, great win for the Coach Carroll. He's our best coach we've had since Tom Flores. Just a great coach. Geno Smith. Got to believe in him. Got to believe in this team. So pumped up. I've been always thinking we're going to run the gamut, but this year I really feel like we can win 10 games. Screw the refs. Yeah, screw them too. Anyway, just a great win. They've been a pain in our ass for how long? Ever since the Tech game, even before the Tech game, they've always been this bad blood between the two teams. This win was for Al Davis, and I got to talk about it real quick. Nothing better than him getting the plaque in Brockton, which is where he was born in Brockton.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
All he did for the NFL. All the firsts. We all know the first. Coach. You know what I'm saying. First black quarterback taken. Female. Everything. And Tom Flores, man. He's probably smiling as well. God bless him. Go Raiders. We're back, baby. Screw the rest of the league. Let's prove them all wrong and run the gamut and beat those freaking boltless Chargers, nutless Chargers. Goodbye.
Nice. Houston Raiders, Steve.
Been a minute since we've heard from him.
Sure has, man. Good to hear from Steve. He's already calling Pete Carroll the best coach since Tom Flores. I mean, it's one game. Hey, listen, I'm not an opinion bully. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you're wrong. No way. But I mean, don't forget John Gruden 1.0 was in there. Like, don't forget Art Shell was in there in 95. Like, I mean, we went to the AFC Championship game that year. You know what I mean? Like, so let's give this moment let's give this a moment to marinate. Then before we would land on that aggressive of opinion, just my suggestion. You fan however you want to fan. All right, but let's see. Good stuff there from Houston Raiders, Steve. And thank you, and keep those calls coming. All right, we got 2 more to get to. This is our buddy down in San Diego. This is Steve.
Hey, this is Steve from San Diego
Hey,
again.
Steve.
I was going to call last week. I was trying to get I forgot before the season started. Anyways, hey, yeah, guys, it's great. Is this the Raider Fun Radio? And is it not fun yet? You were having fun yet with that? With the first win? But hey, I was going to say something. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember, I was predicting 10 wins and talking about, we can have the evidence of, the past to predict the future with the coaches because of their success. But anyway, so something else I was looking up also was I just wanted to look up because I believe in coaching is everything in the NFL.
Come on.
And it keeps showing itself up and all over the place. So I was looking up the coaching differences that we have in all the games this year. And it looks like 9 games. Yes, 9 times. 9 times? Yes, 9 times that our coaching and sometimes our quarterbacks are better than the other. So we have the coaching advantage in 9 times. And sometimes some of those are the quarterback as well. And so we'll see how that works out. So that's 9 wins, and then the 8 others are kind of a toss-up. Sometimes we might have the lesser quarterback but the better coach, or vice versa. So who knows, in those other ones. But hey, and this last one was one of them. So anyways, so this will be interesting to see. But yeah, like I said, it's all about the coaching, man. The coaching makes all the difference. And Chip Kelly, who cares? That was great seeing Josh McDaniels go down, but also Ben Johnson going down. Bears Nation. Do you remember I said that he sit there with Bears Nation? Yeah, he needs to go down hard. Anyway, so not so easy when you actually have to be the head coach, is it? As just the offensive coordinator. So yeah, it should be fun. These would be great if we get this next win. Oh man, then we'll be flying high. I didn't know something that I heard that Pete Carroll owns Jim Harbaugh. I was like, really? Yeah. Wow, that would be cool. Anyway,
back to college.
So this should be a fun week. Good game, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we'll see. The coaching difference, like I said. But it's been great. It's nice to have a real team. I'm out.
Nice.
There you go, San Diego.
Yeah, he's been owning him everywhere. Whether it be in college or in San Francisco or any of that. He's been whipping Jim Harbaugh's ass for a long time.
Dude, and so speaking of that rivalry that I talked about between Northern and Southern California, there you go, USC Stanford.
There you go.
Those were freaking knockdown dragons, man. That was like, old school, not old school, but it wasn't that long ago, but that version of Pac-12, Pac-10 football was really good because that Stanford's not always a really good team. Cal's not always a really good team. USC typically will field a pretty good team.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? But during that time when it was Harbaugh and Carroll going at it, those were 2 really good football teams going at it, man. So anyways, good stuff there.
UCLA sucks this year, dude.
The freaking dude. Okay, quick sidebar.
Sure.
Did Nico Ilemayava make the absolute worst decision in the history of not only NIL but college sports?
Yes.
By sacrificing his career at UT to go to UCLA, and everyone except for him and his dad saw it coming.
Yeah, 100%.
What an idiot.
What an idiot. He lost out on $1.6 million to go home, to go play in front of his family. I mean,
he was going to get 3 at UT.
I know. He's only getting 1.4 at UCLA.
Yeah, so that's $2 million less, and now he's paying California taxes.
Right.
Because there's no state taxes in the state of Tennessee.
Right.
So now he's paying state taxes and playing on a worse football team.
Playing on a worse football team.
In front of no one.
And playing worse. That dude he's shitting the bed in every way you can possibly shit the bed.
And there's no one at Bruin Stadium. That place is half full.
Yeah.
You want to play there in front of 109,000 people at Neyland.
Nico just got his ass whipped by UNLV. No disrespect to UNLV.
No, shout out Group of 5.
Shout out Group of 5, man. But bro, what?
All-time disastrous decision.
Yeah.
I'm sure glad you made some money in college there, homie. Because you ain't going to make jack shit in the NFL.
He ain't gonna get drafted.
He ain't going to get drafted.
No. He's going to go. Yeah.
All-time disaster play right there.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, Joey Aguilar is getting ready to start a home game against frickin' Georgia.
Yeah. He's going to whip Georgia's ass, too. No disrespect to Valerie and Mason. But
that's going to be a hell of a game.
We going to whip their fucking ass, bruh.
Well, I know Mr. UT over there. There you go. Everybody from Tennessee's a UT fan.
Yeah.
Man, interesting. That's going to be a
fun game on Saturday, bro.
When is that? Is that a late game? I assume it's a night game.
I assume that it is. I haven't
2
looked at the schedule
top-tier SEC programs going at it on a Saturday. It's got to be a 6:30
game, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be, Valerie and I will be settled in there. We can watch that somewhere. We'll have to post up and watch that game.
Where are y'all going to be? Oh, yeah,
we're going to be in Destin.
In
We'll
Destin,
be at the beach.
right.
Yeah. But be out at a tiki bar somewhere, sharing,
Absolutely.
sharing cocktails, watching a little SEC football there.
There you go.
Man, that's going to be exciting, dude. I'm telling you, that's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
But anyways, so freaking Nico turning that in, like that, just flat out dumb. But anyways, all that said, sidebar aside, yes, going all the way back to college, Pete Carroll has Jim Harbaugh's number.
Yep.
He had it in college. He had it when it was Seattle and the Niners. And then now hopefully he'll have it when it's freaking the Las Vegas Raiders and that team that wears that piss yellow and baby blue. All right, next up, let's go to our buddy. Last one of the night.
Oh, nice.
We're closing it out. Let's get to our buddy T-Hum.
My name is Gunnery Sergeant Highway, and I've drunk more beer, pissed more blood, and lit up more lightning bolts than all you numbnuts put together. I've got a message for you Chargers. And I've been put in charge of the little recon platoon in Las Vegas, and let me tell you something. Dressed in your little powder blues, you couldn't take care of a wet dream. If you ladies think you can slip and slide just because you got past Mayor McCheese last week, that fat short-timer who spent more time getting his bacon a Brazilian wax job than winning a game, then you don't know football. And you sure as hell don't know a little about a weapon we have known as Brock. I'm sure.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Did he call Andy Reid Mayor McCheese?
Yes.
That's fucking hilarious.
Okay, I'm going to go back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's start this again.
My name is Gunnery Sergeant Highway, and I've drunk more beer, pissed more blood, and lit up more lightning bolts than all you numbnuts put together. I've got a message for you Chargers. And I've been put in charge of the little recon platoon in Las Vegas, and let me tell you something. Dressed in your little powder blues, you couldn't take care of a wet dream. If you ladies think you can slip and slide just because you got past Mayor McCheese last week, that fat short-timer who spent more time getting his bacon a Brazilian wax job than winning a game, then you don't know football. And you sure as hell don't know a little about a weapon we have known as Brock. And I'm sure you don't want to spend the weekend in Vegas worrying about getting your head ripped off. Comprende? So let me just tell you all that your little life of fun you have has ended. You might as well go to town tonight. You might as well laugh and make fools of yourselves and dress up in your little cheerleader outfits or stick your little peckers through a knothole in the fence. Whatever your cute little feelings are, get rid of them. Because Sunday at 1:05 PST, I'm bringing my band of Raiders to F you up. On Sunday, it's my will against yours, and you will lose. So that's 13:05 on Sunday. That's 1 o'clock in the afternoon for all you people that don't habla. At ease, you little Charger cards. Or do the cards belong to your mama? Now, get out of my sight. Dismissed.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Damn, bro.
That is Gunnery Sergeant Highway from the movie Heartbreak Ridge, if you need him.
Yeah.
That's freaking Clint Eastwood's character in the movie with Pete Gotch.
There you go.
With the big Swede. Oh my gosh, T-Hum. That was epic, bro. You've laid down some freaking all-timers around here, and that one was right up there with it. Swag Jeff, you know what, though? Before you award the Sizzler Award that goes out to the best emailer or phone caller of the night, I just want to say this, man. Much respect to the creativity and the takes and the time that you all invest into your calls and your emails. Y'all crushed it tonight.
Crushed it.
Absolutely amazing tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Agreed.
That is so fun.
So great.
That makes the Sea of Fans. I mean, they're always fun, man. But these Sea of Fans mailbags, man, when you all do that stuff and bring that creativity and those hot takes and everything, and I know Jeff's getting ready to list them all off to you, everybody that called in and emailed tonight, but man, y'all brought it tonight. Murder's row, man, of callers and emailers. Thank you all very much.
Absolutely. So we started off with some great emails tonight from Hooligan Nation, from Michael, and from Paul. And then on the voicemails, we had Josh in the 703. We had Mojo. We had Jacob from Fresno, OG Daniel, Martin, Rico, Jay in St. Louis, Steve in San Diego, T-Hum and Houston Raider Steve. Tonight, there were so many good ones. It's tough for me to choose. Tough for me to choose who it's going to be. So
but you got to narrow it down because then it's not special.
No, it's not spec.
You can't just be giving out a whole
no,
shit
no,
ton of
I
them.
can't. No, I can't. But I am going to give out 2.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm going to give out 2. So the 2 Sizzler awards is going to go to someone that just had an amazing call. All that stuff got us fired up, and then the other one was just absolutely incredibly hilarious. Tonight's Sizzler awards are going to go to Rico and T-Ha.
Way to go, boys.
I am the Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Geno.
I don't know if I love the way you said that.
Oh, Geno.
Did you know the Raiders have a 55% chance as of today to make the playoffs?
Hey,
How
let's
about
go,
that?
dude.
And I'm gonna give you, I love.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There is definitely a chance, and you know me, I love my little fun facts on the way out of the show.
Hey.
Geno Smith had 9 completions of 20 yards or more for the Raiders on Sunday. Only players since 1991 with more in Week 1 are Dan Marino in 1994 against the Patriots, Chad Henne in 2011 against the Patriots, and Tom Brady in 2011 against the Dolphins. Give me that company for Geno Smith.
Wow.
And the last one I'll give you is this. We didn't talk a lot about him tonight, but don't be remiss. Brock Bowers' knee is healthy, and he's going to look good. Speaking of Georgia football.
Come on.
We need him against the freaking Chargers.
Need him.
Brock Bowers reached a max speed of 20.27 miles an hour on his 38-yard catch against the Patriots. That's the fastest ball carrier speed from a tight end since Geno Smith hit 20.29 back in Week 15 of 2023.
God dang, man.
Well, Brock can fly,
He
bro.
can fly, dude.
Come on.
Holy cow.
Thank you to all of those of you tonight joining us live for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Everybody at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. We love you guys so very, very much. I know you enjoyed this Week 1 win as much as we did, and I think we're going to have a lot to be excited about on Monday night. It's going to be a much tougher game. Don't fool yourself. Like, this is going to be a tough ball game. This Chargers team looks pretty damn good. All you got to do is watch that game they had against the freaking stupid Chiefs on Thursday night and see that they got some talent on that squad. But I think that we got talent enough to go toe-to-toe, and I look forward to seeing what Papa Pete's going to do with old Harbaugh. So thank you to everybody in the chat room. I'll leave Swag Jeff to shout them out. But we love you guys so very much. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for the super chats that came in tonight and your relentless support of the One Nation Foundation. Check us out on the social medias. We're at Raiders Fan Radio. I'm at _Murf. Hit us up. We love you guys so very, very much. Have a great night, and we will see you next Wednesday. I'll be coming back from Florida next Wednesday. We'll do a Thursday show.
There you go.
Thursday show next week. We'll see you Thursday night.
Okay, sounds good, man.
It's a Monday Night Football game, so it actually works.
Oh, okay.
Because it bumps us out a day anyways.
Okay. I might have a scheduling conflict, but maybe not.
We'll figure it out.
Hey, much respect to everyone in the chat. Paul, Jordan Ford, Martin, Jay Harris, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Jason Hunter. Let's see who else is in there. Alon Bush, Chewy's Raider coverage in there. OG Daniel. Can't thank you guys enough. On behalf of Murf, I'm Swag Jeff. You've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. And don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas, you know it started in Oakland. See you, bye.
Good night, YouTube.
Goodbye.